5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're old, groaning like a geezer.
Hey, where's the beef?
How old do you have to be to remember that intro? Welcome, everybody. It's once again time for Graybeard's Studio. This is episode 122, and this week, shockingly, we're going to be drawing Popeye because you chose him over the Flintstones and Disney princesses. Oh my gosh, who would have thought it? And I got to give a shout out to Sequential Treasures because he's the one who said you should try and do Popeye. And I mocked him and I said, no one is going to pick Popeye. And yet, here we are. All right, let's bring in the crew. And because just like Popeye is here, these guys are always here, always reliable. It's David Williams. Now, David, you have a history with Popeye. Is this not true?
Yeah, I do. He was the inspiration for what I do today.
Look at that. So here's a guy who is still at a ripe old age trying to be an inspiration to somebody. It's Gary Martin. Hello, Gary.
Aaron, did you
Yes.
know that hippies feel that tree houses are really insensitive? To them, it's like killing something and then making one of their friends hold it.
The good old, you know who also is a tree hugger but won't admit it? It's Dan Lawless.
I'll never think of tree houses ever the same way again.
Look at that. They murdered my friend.
Man.
Well, it's kind of like Lord of the Rings. Remember when they had the Ent guys? They were all the tree guys, you know? That you would not build a tree house in that forest. That would be like a bad idea. So, and here in Oregon, there's a bunch of Ents running around dressed as human beings with blue hair, screaming about things of that nature.
I was at the driving range this morning, and there was a lady behind me with intensely blue hair, and boy, she cursed like a sailor.
But could she hit a
maybe
golf
she's
ball?
in the Navy.
Yeah, well, that's why she was cursing, because she couldn't hit
She
the
couldn't
ball.
hit the golf ball. You know, earlier in the green room, Gary asked me, because I was at SummerCon this weekend in Puyallup, Washington, and he asked me how the show was. And I went, it was great. My daughter came with me, and because I was a guest of the show, I had access to the green room, right, for the free food. Well, they had two green rooms, one where the artist, it was close to Artist Alley, which was in a different building. And then they had one in the main building where all the stars were. So my daughter and her friend just hung out in the green room and met television and movie stars the entire weekend and got selfies or pictures with them. And so she was had quite a good weekend. But the first thing I hear about when I get back is not, hey, how was the show? Was the original art sales good? Did you sell any books? It was like, did you see what happened with Martin Cove and that Asian chick from Cobra Kai? And I'm like, I had no idea what was going on. Apparently he bit her and then got arrested for assault and got escorted out of the. And apparently now there's the police cam video of the where he's confronting them on Instagram floating around. So apparently this went on.
Who bit the Cobra Kai person?
Kreese, the bad guy that is in charge of Cobra Kai.
That old guy?
Yeah, well, he's old now, but yeah. And there was an Asian woman in there that was like had her own dojo in
I remember that
the last season, and he bit her, and the cops came in and were like, "What is?" He's going, we were just playing. We have that kind of relationship, and I bit a little too hard. I apologize, and she's like, "Martin, I am so mad at you right now," and it's like in People magazine and everything now. Huh? On the arm.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm not.
You know why?
Stuff like teeth marks.
I mean, they are delicious.
Oh, God.
Wait a minute.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah, I disavow.
But not that the kind of delicious.
Yeah, I don't know what.
They're not. You don't eat them.
Yeah. So.
Well, wait. Oh shit.
But oh my gosh, we're not even 5 minutes into the show.
Oh yeah, we didn't get very far. Oh my god.
So, but anyway, I got a ton of stuff, but I'm not going to share it here because I saved that for my Sunday show. I have a special thing called "What Did Aaron Buy Now?" and I bought a lot. So you'll have to tune in the Sunday show to see all those goodies. Let's.
Why do I step into things like that all the time? I don't know.
Poor Dan. Oh, how long you been on the show now, Dan? Probably a year, right?
No, we're talking about my life here. Yeah.
I know. I was going to say, you haven't learned yet?
This is a lifestyle trait that I've had my entire life.
Oh, my goodness. Let's see who's here. Ronan is here. He was the first one in the door. He's got like a spinach and a muscular arm emoji. Repairman Jack says, Corum is here. Popeye sigh. Can't wait to see the Graybeards do, I guess. Apparently, Corum is not a Popeye fan. Creative Faye is here.
Fence.
What's that, Gary?
He's on the fence. We have to prove ourselves.
Oh, I see. Well, okay, yeah.
I got something planned that he might like. I got a twist. So hang in there.
I hope you and I are not twisting the same way here, Dan. We'll find out though. Pastmaster Dan is here. Sequential artist. Greetings, Aaron, the Graybeards in chat. Excited to see Aaron's rendition of Popeye smoking his corncob pipe, David's Batman Popeye, and Dan's smoking hot olive oil.
Well, he kind of nailed me down there.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I never liked olive oil because,
Yeah, what are these guys fighting over her for? She's like a stick, with
exactly.
A bun, It was just really weird.
Yeah, a stick and a bun. That sums her up, right?
Yeah.
I told Aaron what I was going to draw earlier.
If you actually do it, I will buy it from you. Sequential Treasures for $20.
Hello.
It says, so what was that about only me and 5 others voting for Popeye in the poll? When I suggested him to you for it at SummerCon, Aaron, when will you learn I'm always right? Well, you've proven yourself.
That's Kevin. I can tell by his voice. That's Kevin.
Was he talking to Kevin Grievous?
Yeah.
It's not like we're doing a show or anything, Kevin.
Yeah. Hey, we'll wait, David, if you don't, whenever you're done.
Nah, he was going to tell me something crazy. So
wait, you always do it. You can't ever call David because if he's on live, he'll put you on. No, I did the Sequential Treasures. I gave you credit at the very beginning of the show that this was your idea, and I mocked you for it, and I was proven wrong. You were right. What can I say? Creative Faye joins in and said that she voted for Popeye as well. Well, okay, you can start to see that who the problem here is in the chat. Glitch is here from across the pond. Pantheon Gollum Wolf is here. That sounds like would that be a decent superhero character, Golem Wolf? Yes. I was like,
yes.
Marvel did a thing in Strange Tales of the Golem, and it was like just 3 issues. And I think Bruner did a couple of the covers. He didn't do the interiors. I think Don Perlin did, but I could be mistaken about that. But I loved the Golem when I was a kid. Now Golem Wolf, we might be onto something here. Sean Willits is here. He's suggesting a sexy olive oil too.
See, everybody wants an attractive looking olive oil
because they've never seen one.
Yeah, see, that's when we're kids. That's what we fantasize about. For God's sake, would somebody draw her
attractive, at least attractive would be nice, Pitimo is here. Balton Saijing, something Japanese. I'm strong to the finish because I eat my spinach.
Oh, that's good.
So he made it rhyme when it really doesn't.
No, it rhymes.
Spinach. Well, he said strong to the finish because
That's how Popeye says it.
Does he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Strong to the finish because okay. All right. I stand corrected again. So I'm wrong again. I just don't know.
Cultured.
I don't know crap about Popeye apparently, or I don't remember. Pitimo is here. How about Rand Arrington?
Does Rand have his own music?
Rand Arrington.
No, it's somebody's. Oh crap! I may have to take this. Gary, take over for a second.
Okay, so when Aaron comes back, we should start a pool. I'm guessing that this has to do with Aaron making money. Why he's taking the phone call?
The money's involved. Yeah.
What do you think?
All the time, yeah.
Dan,
He's trying to keep his business in mind.
Could it be his
or
wife?
is it like a loved one? Is in, needs to be bailed out.
It's okay. It's not that exciting. I have someone coming to look at my or just do maintenance on our AC unit and furnace and change the filter, but
so
they
we were all wrong.
Yeah, it was nothing too exciting.
You should have
hey,
hit
you
up
know
something,
what?
man.
I thought that was an editor offering you a Captain America gig.
Yeah, I'd be going, Gary, how are you doing this right now? Who'd you pay to do this?
Someone that was going to hire you to take someone out. You're secretly, hitman.
Yeah,
I can't. Got to take this.
Great shape that I'm in. That people fear me. I'll just say it's a good thing that I've made some money.
I'm sorry, Aaron. I need to interrupt you. Mike T. Double V Dub says that's ice calling. Aaron's losing his pool boy.
I got one of those above ground kitty thing pools, I have to clean it. No, I was gonna say it's a good thing I made some money at SummerCon because I've had both cars, I've had trouble, and now I got to pay for the maintenance on our heating and cooling system. So, okay, let's see. Rand Arrington is here. Legkick is here because Legkick is almost always here. No, Legkick came by and saw me at along with Creative Faye was there, and Sequential Treasures, obviously.
Oh, really? Creative Faye, huh?
Yeah. And who hasn't been in the chat for a long time?
Sequential James was there?
Yeah.
He made the trip from across the country to... Because Heroes, where was Heroes? South Carolina, right?
No, I wasn't at Heroes. I was at SummerCon in Puyallup, Washington.
Oh, okay.
So did they all come over at the same time? Did you have like a Graybeard's?
There was a period of time.
Did you all go out to dinner and hang out together?
I'm not that nice, Gary. You know. But
I'm surprised, Aaron.
Henry Bemis was there for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Good. So that's 4.
Yeah. So, and then there's some guy that doesn't. He watches the show, but he doesn't come in the chat. He had a really long beard, and very friendly guy.
Does he live up north? And
he came down from Canada.
No, I meant is he at the North Pole?
No, it wasn't that far north.
Okay.
But
because that would have been cool if Santa watches this.
Wouldn't
that be great? He was pissed at me for drawing Santa Claus versus the Sasquatch a couple weeks ago. He was.
Yeah. Well, what
was his issue with that?
Well, he felt that because he had like a torn sleeve and that kind of thing, that it wouldn't have been that close of a fight. He really felt like he could have taken down.
He didn't appreciate your taking a little license so you can show off Santa's guns.
He just felt like he should have been like standing over him already victorious. And I'm like, Santa, there's a process to get there. This is part of the process. So, I mean, he came around. I'm not sure I'm off the naughty list, though. I might still be on there. So,
So he
with-
didn't appreciate that you even made the effort to create artwork. He was griping of your storytelling.
That's how Santa is, you know. Santa's just, is that why you guys think he's this great old guy? But he's crabby.
No, I mean just in terms of you creating artwork that he didn't appreciate that part of it.
Well, it's kind of like Shatner, you know. You could do a portrait of Shatner and give it to him, and I don't think he'd appreciate it. I think he'd be annoyed that you bugged him. So, oh, and I can't show it because it was taken in the green room, but I do have a undercover photo of Shatner in the green room. So, but I figure if you're in the green room, you have this sort of expectation of privacy. So I don't want to.
Sure.
You guys have to.
You know what I did to Santa? I ain't getting nothing next year.
Dan, I don't even want to hear anymore. Chris is here. John without an H is joining us. There's Jimmy Owens. Jimmy was there as well. Did I already?
Okay, that's
Jimmy?
what's that?
Five.
That's
Is that 5 or 6? That's
Is it
6,
6?
counting the guy who
6.
looked like Santa.
yeah, that's 6.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't take them all out to dinner afterward, Aaron?
You know you know how I am. Best Age Comics is here. I was going to say, the name will come to me in a second. You know, I'm old. Just give me a second here. There's Heidi. That's James' wife. She's a power lifter. Very, very important.
Really?
Yeah, she threw out the Disney Princess suggestion, and she and I both thought Disney Princesses would win in a landslide, and boy, were we both wrong. So there you go.
I was kind of hoping for that too. I thought, man, I'm going to make these princesses
Well,
something different.
You can mock Disney princesses all you want, but people will buy Disney princess drawings. And come on, this is a capitalist show. We're all about selling the original art when we can. So,
And that's something the chat doesn't understand, that we all
Only
consider the commercial possibilities.
Princesses.
what'd you say, David? David?
What was that,
Only
David?
slutty Disney princesses.
Well, it might have ended up like that. You never know.
Yeah. That's good.
Brent Mackey is here. You guys got me all over the place. Zeno the Stoic is joining us. Darren Wagner is here. As a Navy vet, I resemble all of these remarks, he says. So there's apparently a lot of Popeye conversation going on in the chat. Stealth X5 has joined us. Who else we got here?
Isn't
Griever
Popeye
Enterprises?
revered in the Navy community?
I don't know. JP Roca. I have never served, so I can't really speak to it.
I mean, he could just, he could bend steel. I mean, he could do everything, man.
Yeah. Jay Dredd says, I voted for Disney princesses because I wanted hot chicks drawings. We're gonna get olive oil.
He's saying it like Popeye. We finna get high on the file.
My sketchbook 340 says, wait, no, Andy Smith. Why would Andy be here for Popeye? I don't get the connection. Maybe there's something going on that I don't know about. Gary, do you have any idea what we're talking about here?
No.
Luffy is God. Popeye is a darn liar. He broke my tiny 3-year-old heart. I couldn't wait to. This is just full of profanity.
What, is this a sad story?
It is, but full of. Luffy is God is a sad story that's full of profanity, so I can't read it. Stealth X5 for $2. Hello, Stealth. Thanks for joining us. Robert the Bruce, 1999. I'm late. I was out on the road replacing a transmission line. I got to have a transmission line fixed on my car. How about that? On my truck. Perhaps I haven't shared enough blessings lately. So here you go, Hail Beards. Thank you for that. That'll go to helping pay for my transmission.
Yeah, that you should do that more. Fix a lot of things.
If he's Robert, correct me if I'm wrong, if he's Robert the Bruce, isn't he also Bruce the Robert?
Technically,
no.
Was Bruce a title or a name? Because that's where it gets tricky.
But I mean, if you're one thing on one side,
wait, yeah. If you're Robert,
aren't
Bruce,
you the same thing?
then Bruce would both be Robert. Robert would be Bruce, and Bruce would be Robert, right?
Yeah, I guess it would be. I guess it would have to work. Henry Bemis is here. I'm here. A pleasure seeing you again, Aaron. You are a scholar and a gentleman. Thank you, Henry. I appreciate that very much. He's
We
a
like I'm
monster
gonna sell
too.
insurance now. Like if you don't make the super chat, your furnace will go out, your car will break down.
Yeah, that sounds.
It's like karma. Hey, good
Yeah,
karma.
that
Go
sounds a little
super chat.
shady to me. Things are
Really
gonna
quick,
break around here if you don't get my insurance.
Headless Bourgeoisie, Soul Pure Alt is here. Sleeping Psychopathy. You're going to be a good grumpy grandpa one day, and I'm already a good grumpy grandpa.
Yeah, I'm actually
Sleeping.
pretty grumpy sometimes.
Sleeping
No,
is like 27
she's-
years old. So I appreciate the fact that she is here watching us old guys draw pictures. Thank you. We appreciate to have this like younger generation, kind of
mocking
lifting
us.
us up. Yeah.
Mocking us. Laughing at us.
Yeah, exactly. Snozhead is here. Says there's a process, you jerk, says Lopez. Eric Wart is joining us. Sleeping Psychopathy. After all those nice things I just said, Gary, she says Santa sounds a lot like Aaron. Somehow I can't put a finger on it. Wow. Lauren Bates is here. Lauren Bates. I knew Lauren Bates when I was breaking in to comics. He was buying like sketches and stuff for me when I was like a nobody. He says, have Aaron show you how to draw Spider-Man beating up.
I'm sorry. Now that you're somebody, he won't touch your artwork.
Yeah, I know. He doesn't want anything to do with me. No,
Wait, you're somebody?
he hated Batman, and I was a big Spider-Man fan. So he'd always have me like do commissions of Spider-Man beating the crap out of Batman. It's good
Kick
times.
that guy out.
Good times. No, Lauren, good to see you again. Jim Cox is here. We got Dennis Rodriguez joining us. Pork Hunt is
Rodriguez.
Read it.
I'm trying to get Kelly on. Okay, we're working on it. Who else we got here? Art of Roy is joining us. Marcus Killigrew, purveyor of all things pop culture knowledge, is joining us. Let's see. Jeff Potts. I'm glad the younger generation is here feeding this stream into their AI. That's not exactly what I said, but he's got me quoted there. Henry Bemis. Yes, I did get a couple of books from Terry at his booth, but I'm only sharing them on my Sunday show, so you're going to have to tune in to see. All right, guys. Dumbest Name is here as well.
There's some names in the chat that I'm not familiar with, so I just want to say hi and welcome. But I was thinking about this other day. We have a really loyal chat on Graybeards. We get the same friends come on week after week. We complain that they give us a hard time, but you guys are part of the show, and we appreciate that you're on every week.
Mm-hmm.
You could spend a lot of time doing other stuff, but you're here.
Wasting your time here with us.
Yes.
That's right. You're here wasting your time with
They're
us.
really blowing it. What are you going to do
appreciate
what are you doing with your life? What do you
And we expect nothing from you. Well, that's not true. We expect like as many super chats as we can get. Let's be honest.
That's all we expect from you is super chats.
And hit the like and subscribe button as well. That we want that as well. Now, Blackjack, this is a complicated thing. Says Aaron, you said you trade artwork for comics. I do it all the time. What are you looking for? How can I contact you for trades? I've done multiple trades with Andy Smith. Andy's not as particular as I am. I near mint or nothing. So if you don't have near mint books, then you're probably, and post pre-1980, then we're probably have.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's the only stipulations. Near mint, pre-1980. That's all.
That's all. That's all I do. So unless you got like Kirby monster books or old Golden Age, I'll take like mid-grade stuff. But so there you go. But if you have feel free to message me.
Amazing Fantasy.
Amazing Fantasy 15. I would trade a few covers for that. Sure, no problem. All right. Griever Enterprises says that's Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy. Griever Enterprises says I spend an unhealthy amount of time here. So do we. You're not alone. Oh, there's Corey Landis is here as well. Okay, let's get this show rolling. We're going to do a little, it's not going to be too different, but we want to do our show and tell, but Dan keeps chastising me because we're not promoting our campaigns, and we need to do that at least a little bit. So we're going to do that as we go around the horn and do our show and tell as well. So, David, first of all, what artwork do you have that you'd like to share with us? And then we'll take a quick look at your Fearsome campaign.
Okay. I'm working on finish these paintings over the weekend. Long overdue. One is Green Arrow.
Oh, you were working on those when I was over there.
Yeah.
Is that on those the cardboard backing from?
Yeah, they're on the back of sketchbooks. So I just take the backing board and just paint on those, and it's really cool because it creates a mid-tone that I don't have to, worry about. And Jonah Hex.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice one.
Oh wow!
I love that brown paper, man. I gotta quit. I know you told me about this before, but I gotta quit. I gotta quit throwing that stuff away.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, it does give it a new.
And I have some stuff that's for sale.
Hey,
Yeah.
gotta get this stuff out of here. Just clear the junk out of here.
Hold on a second. I need to reenact that from Dan.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh yeah, we didn't tell Dan. We're putting all this stuff up for sale, so Dan, you can sell my Hulk drawing for whatever you can get for it.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And so there's Dan's. There's still this is available. And this comes with a color print.
How is that not sold?
I have no idea.
I think that print's gonna be really cool because you're the one your son colored, right, with the faux cover label and everything on it, or
yes,
logo.
Mm-hmm. And you could find all this stuff on Comic Art Fans. So there's Mark from Gatchaman. And what's the name of this character again, Aaron? From Continuity? I don't know.
Megalith.
Megalith, that's right. I never bought this crap.
Why are you drawing it?
Because it was a part of the show.
Well, yeah, but you could have picked another character that you like.
David, way to hard sell that one.
I said I don't know it. It doesn't mean that I don't think it's cool the way I drew it. I drew it awesome.
You can make anything look good.
I got. I'm sending this out. I did this on Ethan's show.
Yeah, that turned out great.
You got robbed in the poll, David. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Oh well. What does the poll actually mean? So I'm giving away the prelims to it, also to the winner who got this, and this is going out. And to remind people, let people know that Truth, Justice, American Way original art I'm selling as bulk. There, it comes with finished inks on some of this stuff, the rough layouts, full pencil covers.
Love that one.
And I'm breaking it up into 3 batches, and there's like 25 or more pieces of artwork in each. And here's Justice, and it has, a bunch of, originals. It's all originals. And I'm not asking for people to bid on it. What I'm asking is, people to, just buy it as here's a bulk. You could either get one of these for $500, or the entire thing for $1,000. So think about that. So you'd be saving quite a bit, and you'd be getting quite a bit of original artwork. The artwork is still artwork, regardless of if it's in print or not. So the artwork exists, and you'll be considered an archivist, of David Williams' work.
So if you buy all 3 of these stacks of artwork, you might own as much David Williams original artwork as Aaron or I.
Well, and that's what we're going to do. we're going to do a show where Gary and I compare how much David Williams artwork we have compared to how much David has of his own work, and see who actually owns the most.
I told you, if that ends up happening, I'm going to visit both of you.
Oh, dude, we're going to do it. Let me
sleep light.
Sleep light. No, we got good stuff, man. We only have good stuff. Real quickly, David is doing a campaign with EVS called Fearsome. You'll find a link in the description of this video that'll take you right there. If you have not backed this book, please consider doing so. It's really cool. There's a David Williams cover right there, along with a Ethan Van Sciver cover, and then that looks like a Shane Davis cover. I don't know why they don't have mine up here, but I have a contributed a cover as well. It's probably the best of all of them.
Where would you find that trailer that Shant made?
For this?
For Fearsome.
It's on the top. It's at the top.
Can we play it? Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah. Sure.
Before you play it, I want to put on the hearts of all of our followers. I want to get this campaign higher than what Truth Justice did, and it would mean a lot to me, just symbolically. And if you can, please share it on your pages, on your Facebook, your Twitters, Instagram, or wherever you could share it. I'd much appreciate it, because we want to get more people to buy this. This is going to be a great book.
How far away is it?
I'm halfway through the second issue.
No, I mean
Hey, Aaron, let's play that trailer.
I got to bring it up so I can play it.
Hey, Katie did.
Is Katie here?
She's on vacation, but she's chiming in here. So.
Woohoo! Let's watch the video.
Go full screen. There you go.
Oh my gosh,
that actually is a really cool video.
Oh, it's so good. That's, to me, that's almost like an award-winning trailer. I mean, it's so fantastic, and it also does sum up the feel of that story, which is a real thriller. And the guy moving into this town, he's got these sleep apnea problems or something, or whatever narcolepsy, right?
Yeah.
And he's getting
he has sleep apnea. He snores, and
it really tells the story that I'm not that familiar with.
I blew that one
because I haven't read it yet.
It's sleep apnea.
He's the ultimate hero. He has sleep apnea.
Yeah, that's once again, Dan steps in it.
I was saying to these guys earlier. I said, "Hey, let me try to sell this stuff. You gotta really sell." And
Dan's like, "Give me a shot at selling. I can do it, Aaron." And this is what happens.
I face planted.
It's a horror story where stuff happens and then more stuff happens. It's really awesome.
If you suffer from sleep apnea, please back this book. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, it's a great story. It's a real thriller. It's fantastic. The colors are fantastic, and over David's line art, it looks great, and you're going to enjoy it. So
there you go. That was much better, Dan. I want to say John's long box is here. Mike TV was like complaining that I didn't recognize him, but Gary did, Mike. So then I didn't have to call your name out because Gary already did. Everybody, there's a lot of people coming in late. If I don't get all your names, I apologize, but we do appreciate that you guys are here. Wizard Sleeves joined in. Toxic Dust, Sketch 51, HR. And I want to do a special shout out to Angela Curry, who has not been in the chat forever. She moved to Ohio, I guess. She used to live in Washington, but moved to Ohio. And so her times are screwed up. But she still brought me a box of chocolate, Gary.
Really?
Still 2 boxes of chocolates, actually.
So that's 7.
Yeah. There you see. We were well represented at SummerCon. So there you have it.
Hey, there's Salty, Sean Salter.
Yeah, Salty's there. Well, he wasn't at the show, at least not that I'm aware of, but he's in the chat, and that counts for something. Gosh darn it! All right, Gary, let's take a look at what you brought to the. Ooh, let's check this out. Whoa,
there it is.
Yeah, I showed the pencils to this last week and vowed that I would finish it. So I have to, create an environment where I actually have a deadline, and so it seems to work. I got to finish this before next week's Graybeards.
It's great.
People are calling it a homage, or a tribute. No, it's a straight up recreation. And trying to ink like Will Eisner is a challenge because he's pretty loose, yet he can be controlled at the same time. I recommend looking at his work as much as possible. There's so much in here. Sometimes you can like write it off as being cartoony, but there's a lot of content in his work, a lot to learn from. So anyway,
you duplicated his signature even?
Yep, I think that's part of the artwork. That's why.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
And something else I started this week.
Can you keep it up for a second? I was just going to say, it's
Too late.
something about the Spirit, which is you can't really make him into film. Like when they try to make a film on it, it just doesn't work. There's something about the cartoon aspect of that character, the way he's drawn, that just doesn't translate. You
have to consider the filmmaker though.
Yeah, but I'm saying even if they did AI, even if they made it, as soon as they make it 3-dimensional, real, that's a character that belongs in ink.
Yeah, I agree. Something else that I started this week, and I don't have a scan of it. This is the pencils. I haven't started inking on it yet. It's big. It's poster size.
Go full screen.
Oh no! Is this for somebody, or you just?
No, it's. I will put it up for sale. I don't know how long
it's going to take me. Good luck with that, man.
Yet. Oh, it's
going to be a real
big. It's like 16 by 20.
I was just looking at this the other day. It's just so good. Actually, I put my videos I make. I have one I talk about composition and stuff, and that's one of the ones I use as an example. The composition.
So I will be chipping away at this for the next couple of weeks. It's not something I'll be working on steady until it's finished. It'll just be something that I'll be chipping away at.
We talked a little bit about backstage where we went on about left-handed compliments. I don't know. What do you make of this? Gollum Wolf says, Gary's a monster with a brush. I've been inking with a brush quite a bit lately and have gained a lot more respect for his skill. So apparently he had no respect for you before, but now he's gained some. Is that what I'm reading?
But he came to the place of respect.
Oh, I see.
So that's okay.
No, he said more respect. He already had.
If he started out with respect and ended
up
not having any, that'd be different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gollum Wolf said, "Is that sludge?"
Oh man.
Well, the aficionados know who that was.
Yeah.
John.
Pity Moss.
Someone said,
Gary, that is going to be beautiful. So
Sean Allen said, "Is that a self-portrait?"
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys have to work
it looks
harder.
a little
than
like
that.
him, yeah.
Now this is interesting. Did you guys know about this? Brad Bird's Spirit pencil test looked amazing. Has anybody seen this?
I've not seen that.
I have not seen this either.
I heard about it. I didn't see it.
It must be floating around on YouTube, right?
Is it on YouTube?
Oh.
I would love to see that.
Now here's a guy who did not show up at SummerCon, and I was shocked. Geek Avenger and Squeaky were not there, but there he is now. So Geek, we missed you for sure.
Torchbearer Studios is asking, do I try to recreate each stroke in my recreations or just try to get the overall feel correct? I try to do every single line. I mean, that's impossible, but that's what I strive for. No, I'm not saying that I ever succeed in that, but the closer I get to that, the closer it's going to look like the original.
I'd like to remind everybody, Gary has his Brush with Destiny book is available for sale. You can just order it. There's a link in the description of this video. I thought I had like the page, but I don't for some reason. I don't know what happened. I thought I had it, but it's not there. But that book is still available, and it's got some great stuff in it. It does not have Bruce Lee in it, but it does have a lot of other great stuff. And you follow that link in the description, it'll take you right there, and you can order the book, and you get it right away. It's printed. It's ready to go. He's sitting on them, waiting to send it to you.
That's right.
Aaron,
Even as we speak, I'm sitting on
I
it.
sent you, Aaron. I sent you the Brad Bird spirit test that he did.
Oh,
cool.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, Brad Bird might be able to pull that off. Now
let me go dig that up, and Dan, while you talk about your drawing here.
Okay, I did this just recently on the Comics Guy Kings, drawings thing, and this sold pretty fast. Well, actually, it was sold at the end of the show, but I think it turned out pretty well. It's Shatterstar. It was a Rob Liefeld theme, and
Dan, tell us what you personally think of this drawing.
What do I think of it? I like it. I'm happy with it. What did I say?
I think it turned out pretty well.
I do.
I gave you a hard time last week for saying that.
Oh, okay. There's a connection to yes. Okay. Well,
if I do say so myself.
If I do say so myself, turned out pretty well. But this one is not for sale because it's been snatched up. However, I'm starting to put up more of my
auction, right?
I'm starting to put more of my drawings that I do here on my website, danlawless.com. That's DANLAWLIS. So there's some original artwork up there now, and you can check it out. And there's one drawing from, I think it was GRAYBEARD'S that we did a storm at. So that's up there. This one I'll put up there, pretty soon. But if you want to snatch it up beforehand, contact me.
That's right. You can get a Presti Dan Lawless original. Yes. So don't hesitate.
Yeah, you can contact me after the show, through X or something, or like I said, I'll put it up on my website soon.
There are a lot of crappy Hulk drawings out there. This is an excellent Hulk piece.
Oh, thanks, man.
Really is.
Thank you. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate that.
High five.
Dan did a nice job on that as well. I love those little rights and isms he's got in there. It's very, very cool. Okay. So, all righty. Dan's, I did put a link for his YouTube channel, which is full of great instructional art videos. So you should check him out. If you're into that kind of thing, which most of us are, you should be checking it out because he has some really good stuff on there. And next week, we'll get your website up on here so people can go and check out the artwork and stuff that you're posting. Now, let's take a look at this pencil test for the spirit that Brad Bird apparently did. Let's see. Here we go. Hang on a second.
Have you guys drawn Will Eisner and Spirit ever?
Other than a commission?
No, for this show.
Yeah, we did actually.
Okay.
That doesn't mean we can't do it again. All right, here we go. Ooh, a lot of.
I didn't think it was all that great. But
you didn't think it was that good?
No.
In 1939, Detective Denny Colt broke 19 previously unsolved cases, which eventually led to the arrest and conviction of 37 of the most wanted criminals in Central City. He was the city's single most effective crime fighter. Needless to say, a lot of people wanted him dead.
All right, I'm going to pause this. We're going to do that. We got to, be careful here. I don't want to get struck.
They're getting really. It seems like there's a lot of people striking more and more now. I've heard that's really become an uptick in that sort of stuff.
I like this sort of atmospheric thing going here, though. Let's see what.
That's cool.
Let's see what happens. It's interesting that I mean, it looks like he's trying to do kind of an Eisner riff.
Yeah,
on
that's very Eisner.
So he definitely has respect for the source material, which you don't often see these days, you know.
You know, it'd be kind of cool to see him. Didn't he do Incredibles? Didn't
Yeah.
Yeah. So what if he, took that to Pixar and they did it? All these Pixar movies, they're all colorful and bright and kid-like and stuff. I wonder what would happen if they did that and did it dark, and like the comic book, moody and
it would.
Kind of
well, they definitely need to
film.
do something because Pixar is on a losing streak right now. That is just killing.
Their stuff isn't so hot anymore. They were so hot for so long.
I know. And I guess that new one with that alien, the kid that contact is supposed to suck too. So I don't know. They all look nice, but it's like they used to have such great story control. I think when they got rid of Lasseter, that's probably where it really hurt because he seemed to have a pretty.
He was on a roll, man. He was hit after hit. So
yeah.
But you know what? Too, there's so much of it now. It's market saturation. There's much.
Some of that too. Absolutely.
It's like they're just, they don't really, how many movies are out there like that.
And the novelty of the CGI animation is gone.
Yeah.
It's sort of expected now, so it's not special anymore. There's no oohs and ahs when you see it. It's kind of like that.
Yep.
So maybe we'll get back to traditional animation.
That'd be pretty cool, man.
To Denny Colt. May he stay dead. Yeah, right. Damn right.
Denny, you're alive.
Yeah.
This is incredible. I'll tell the press. No, I'll call Ellen first.
Don't. You're the only one I want to know.
You don't like this, David?
It was all right. I didn't say it was. I just said it wasn't great.
I like it. I'm curious. Well, I got to pause it every about 20 or 30 seconds so we don't get busted. What? I wonder what his intention was for this. Like a feature? Was it like? I mean, this must have been a while ago, right?
Yeah, it was like before Incredibles.
So it would have had to have been for a movie. It wouldn't have been for streaming or anything like that because they didn't have streaming. So let's see.
Ida Roy says, "What is this trash?" He never holds back his opinions, does he?
Who said that?
Art of Roy.
Art of Roy.
Of course. Why? Of course he said that.
For intents and purposes, I want to remain dead.
God be with your spirit. Grace be with you. Amen.
See, as far as records go, I won't exist. I can operate without the normal restrictions.
What do you want?
Stop it.
I'm a private detective.
Wait,
How
what
private?
kind of restrictions are there?
I just think I could perform my duty better.
That was a great line. How private.
Probably not going to get away with that.
What you gonna call yourself?
Actually, he looks better than how Eisner drew him.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
There's a faint line. There's a faint line of those really big lips. If you look at that drawing.
Yeah, I can see
like,
that. Yeah.
He had it slightly there, and he said, "Nah."
Yeah.
Right here. Like, I don't think so. Don't think so.
You gotta have a name.
I hadn't thought about it. I guess Superman's taken. Yeah.
A lot of work into this.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
There it is.
Great lettering on it. Oh man, I love it.
Yeah, a lot of work went into that.
I would have loved for Brad Bird to have directed Superman and like set it back in the 40s. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
I'm just going back now and watching some of those Max Fleischer cartoons. They're great.
Oh, they're great. Yeah.
I want to answer Henry Jeremick in the chat. He's asking how big that Frankenstein piece is. It's 11 by 16. It's, I'm sorry, 20 by 16.
Whew.
It's big, yeah.
Yeah, Gary can't fit it into his portfolio, so he needs to sell it. So he
That's
can't
right.
bring it to a show. All righty. I have. I promised that I would do I'm going to do a quick demo on these whiteout pens I have, just so you guys can see.
Why don't you do your campaign first, and then we'll go to the drawing.
Okay. I don't know if I should be listening to you, Dan, anymore after that opening blunder. But
I'm ready to sabotage it. Got my torpedoes ready to sink this thing.
We're gonna give Dan one more shot to see how he can sell this or not.
Wraith of God, sleep apnea.
All right, hang on a second. Here we go. There it is. Dan, what can you tell us about Wraith of God 3, Fear Hollow?
Well, I think that this is a fantastic sort of horror classic, good for all ages kind of thing. I mean, it's the first one had vampires, the second one had the werewolves, this one, the headless horseman, and it's so cool. I mean, it's just so that you're doing what you love. Look at that cover. I got that cover. That is fantastic. You got to have this in your collection.
That's the cover I got too.
Yeah, these are very special books. These are not just your average comic book. These guys put the time that they put a lot of time into this stuff. That's what's so special about this new crowdfunding thing. You get this, their best work. They're absolute. There's nothing rushed out, and they're thicker books. They're printed on beautiful paper, and so it's really a great way to go forward with creating comics. I think it's the future of comics, and this is a perfect example. This is you're making it happen. These guys are starting to build a library of books now, so you'll have just great. What you want is a library of fantastic books, and this is the way it's going to happen, and this is the way it is happening. So check it out here, guys. And the thing is, if you've already backed it, think about backing it a second time and give a copy to someone else. Give it as a gift. Introduce them to someone who wants to, who used to like comics, and see if you can help us grow this campaign. I'd love to see it get up to 6 figures. It should be up there with the quality of this book. So,
yeah, I don't know, Dan. You said that this is Aaron's best work. Have you seen Tachyon?
No, what's Tachyon?
Now, come on, Tachyon got to 7 issues, Gary, before it got canceled. So. And you did.
And another thing too, that's fascinating is it turns out Aaron is a heck of a writer as well as an artist. These are they read great. I mean, I think I actually didn't. I think Frank Miller once said that, the best comics are really someone who writes and draws. And he cited Will Eisner as an example of that, actually. So
Translate,
it's like it's one.
Dan was
smooth.
Expecting the story to stink, but it's actually a good story.
What are you doing? I'm trying. Now you're sabotaging.
Yeah, Gary's trying to sell my product, man. What are you doing? Oh.
So yeah, it's a seamless story, and when you get someone who can write, draw, and tell a story, it makes for a really good comic book. So I've enjoyed these tremendously. So
thank you, Dan. And you'll find link in the description of this video, take you right to this campaign if you'd like to back it. Of course, you saw there's all kinds of extra goodies along with the book if you want to get involved in any of that. We appreciate your patronage. You guys were a huge audience.
You can get issue 1 and 2 in this, right?
Yes. And you can get them right to my website if you don't want to wait. You can order them through the campaign or order them directly from the website. They're a little bit more expensive on the website than on the campaign, but if you want them right away, you can get them right away. Thank you, Dan. You're a terrific salesman. You got warmed up on David, and you delivered on mine.
I woke up and I had my sleep apnea.
Stealth X5 for $2 says, any of you going to the Garden State Con?
I'm going to go not to the con, but I'm going to Graham's after party. because we have meeting some friends out there, and then I'll be around for that. So
yeah,
I will be there. I just won't be
the Garden
in the
State
convention.
is on the opposite side of the country where most of us are living.
Yeah, us old guys don't like to travel that far. Jimmy Owens.
Well, I'm going to drive
$1.
8.5 hours to get there. So
really,
quit rubbing it in. Geek Avenger for 10. He says house water main sprung a leak, had to pay $1K to fix it. And move a few cubic yards of dirt. It's why I wasn't at SummerCon. That's a pretty darn good reason.
Did he super chat? I mean, it could have avoided.
Thank you for the super chat. Despite the fact you just paid $1,000 to fix your leak.
That'll be for next time.
Hey, Bill Willingham said he's going to be drawing with us at the same time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
What did Bill Willingham say?
He said
Like
he's going to be drawing with us at the same time. Yes.
Like right now?
Oh, is he in the chat?
Yes.
Okay. God, you don't
Hey, Bill.
Actually, you do have to spell it out for me.
Why doesn't this come on the show?
Leg kick for $10. Disney is talking about doing 2D animation now and brought back a former animators that retired to manage making it. That would be great. They did that. Randy Howell, all the way from Canada for 5. For those watching on X, all the campaign and site links plus contact info for these 4 gents are in the replies to the post. Thank you, Randy. You do a great job of promoting us, and we appreciate it. Gollum Wolf for 5. Do I have to salute Lopez for including the Christian element in Wraith of God without making it preachy or cheesy? Not easy to do. Thank you, man. I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, that's important.
And I think the idea is if you have Christian or whatever, if you have Christian characters, they act and have them true to themselves. You don't have to be preachy because it doesn't feel preachy when the characters act like they're supposed to act. And that's kind of how I formulate the story. Okay.
What age group would you say that this is up for?
There is bloody violence in it, so it depends on how sensitive your kids are. But I would say I'd still put it at PG-13 just to be safe. All right. I was pushing this on Comicsgate Kings, and as you can see,
I'm gonna switch my camera.
Okay, go ahead. This is the Zig, Hirataki Zig, Mangata opaque liner. This is 0.7 millimeters, extra fine.
Go full screen.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay, so this usually comes in a 3-pack with this pen, this brush pen, which sucks. And there's a smaller one that also sucks, but this works really, really well. So let's take a look here. See, it has a tip almost like a Sharpie, but you can go in here and go thick to thin. Now it is white out, so it's not quite as...
Well, still, that seems to be very opaque.
That's cross hatching.
Okay, so if I was going to... you got to be careful because when you pull up to make the line thinner, it doesn't... I guess it disconnects pretty easily and you don't get a very good...
Yeah, but it still creates the soft edge.
Right. And I would use this more like what we would call a Bernie Wrightson technique, where you're feathering from the base out to the tip, rather than Brian Boland, where it starts at the tip and then it goes to the thicker line. But you could do that.
Now sign your name.
So you can do it like that, but it's easier to kind of go like that if you're looking to get feather lines. Sign my name.
Look at that.
That is cool.
Yeah, that's going to look good in some books.
Not bad. So this, I do really like this pen. Now, I will say when I first opened it, you have to like tap it a bunch of times like this to kind of get it flowing. And I wasn't getting a good flow out of it. So I got frustrated and I set it down. I didn't pick it up for a couple of weeks. And then I picked it up and suddenly it worked like it's working right now. So.
Aaron, I wrecked mine. Mine doesn't work.
Oh. All right, now check this out. here's another option right here. The Sharpie. Sharpie's trying to get into creative, like art pens now. So this is called the creative marker. Okay. And this is a thicker, but you can see its coverage is really, really good. But you can't get the thin lines like you can on that one. And I believe the Sharpie has a brush pen too. Where did I have that at?
Oh, I like that Sharpie one. That's nice.
Oh yeah. And then here's the. This is the Sharpie creative marker. This is a black brush tip. Okay. And it is black. And you're not going to do really fine detail with it. I mean, you can do a little bit with it, but for coloring in black or some heavier or outlining or even some heavy feathering, this works really well because it is really super black. So there you go. Those are my recommendations. Now, this is also the Sharpie paint. This is the fine line, also white out. It's a little finer, but I wasn't as thrilled with it.
That's the one that I used to put in stars. But you have to get it flowing. Yours is
Yeah, mine is not flowing very well right at the moment. But I like the bigger Sharpie because it works more like the pens did. You know, the Sharpie, regular Sharpie black pens. So anyway, there you go.
Dale A is saying, wait a sec, Gary won't even travel to SummerCon in his own backyard. Dale, that's because I wasn't invited.
Yeah, you guys need to realize we can't just show up at these shows. We actually have to be invited. Okay.
So you've got at least one super chat.
Okay, hang on a second here. Where are we at? Katie did.
And,
hey, Katie.
Which is the best tier to catch up, Aaron, on Wraith of God?
Yeah.
There isn't a tier that has all the books in it. You just add them on. So I would pick, if it was me, I'd pick my favorite cover, and then I would go, and when you go to check out, it gives you add-on chances, and I would just add on the extra if you need Wraith of God 1 and 2. So I don't know if that's a
so just pick something and then just pile on it.
That's right. Just keep adding. Look at that. Mickey is here early, but will she leave early? That's the question.
Well, that's up to us, though, right?
Is it? Well, I don't know. Here's what I've discovered, or what I think I've discovered about Mickey is that she's kind of a party snob. She shows up late and leaves early.
Well,
so,
I'm assuming she leaves if she's not having any fun. That's what I mean by it's up to us if she leaves or not. We have to provide the entertainment.
I don't know. I think it's more of a snobbish
we ever fun though?
I think it's. I just think she's kind of being snobbish. I think she's kind of pissed that I still haven't sent her a letter, a cover letter.
Well,
now in my
defense,
defense,
easy to rectify that, wouldn't it?
Gary, in my defense, cover letters go out to people that back the campaign, and she didn't back the campaign. She ordered after the fact.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, you know.
Yeah, but doesn't she get points for persistence?
Yes, but then there's also this kind of memory problem that I seem to be suffering from.
So he's encouraging you, Mickey, to keep at it.
Yeah, just keep bugging me. Eventually, it'll all work out for the best, I think.
You know, you could do it just for PR, you know, in photos and stuff. You could have take a picture of you and her. You got the thing in the letter, and you're shaking her hand.
Now we're on to something. Now, Mickey, are you going to be at San Diego? Because if you are, and you were to come by my booth, maybe I would have packed a letter that I could hand you, and we could make a publicity stunt out of it. Oh.
Hey, Jay Dredd says that he can send Mickey a letter, so problem solved.
Okay. Now, John Smith is I believe the only person ever bought art from me that I forgot to sign it. And it took like 3 or 4 years before we finally were able to hook up again and I could actually sign it for him.
So you got, 3 or 4 years. So what, Mickey, you got another 2 years to go?
She's making it difficult for me. Now I got to remember to send it to you. And that's the challenge. All right. So we are drawing Popeye related stuff. Dan, what are you drawing? Are you going to draw
Popeye and Alpha?
Okay, I can see what you're doing. I'm going to do something similar. I'm not going to back away because I think we all want to see what would olive oil look like if she was actually attractive, right? Don't we all want to see that?
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm going to add.
Second, Aaron. Hold on a second. John Beatty is saying, WTH, this show is still on?
John, our ratings are through the roof. We got up the second season.
That's right. They're through the roof, baby.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Katie said, Gary, please let Aaron know I just backed it and got all 3 issues. Katie, I now am compelled. I have to go on your show now. So thank you for that. I will return the favor and come on and ruin your show. Oh, wait a minute. It goes on at forget it. It goes on at 6 in the morning. I take it all back.
Well, Katie, you've got him thinking about it. He hasn't committed yet, but he did think about it.
Look at this. Stella's already dropping food bombs on us.
Cannot believe
Lemon, pineapple, potato. That is a horrible combination so far. Corn on the cob. But we're halfway through and we get it looks like a pretty massive cheeseburger, hot dog, French fries, ice cream, and a cold beer to wash it down. Oh, well.
Yeah, the first half is questionable. The second half, except for the beer, it looks pretty good. Make that root beer, and I'm all in.
Not a beer guy, Gary?
No, I don't like it.
I don't either. But
I don't have anything against it. I just don't like the taste.
Occasionally, I will have one. This is weird, but I'm not a beer drinker or an alcohol drinker at all. But I do occasionally like a dark beer, and I don't know why.
A stout, whatever.
I don't know. It's got a little bit more robust flavor, I guess.
Yeah.
I went to eat in San Diego at something called the Lion's Mouth or the Lion's Den or something like that with Billy Tucci and friends and family, and it was they had a lot of like it was all like game meat, right? Like you get elk and things like that, or a wild boar and things like that. And I thought, this is a place. It was very lodgy looking, I was like, this is a place.
That's the venue to drink a dark beer.
Yep, and it was really good. And so there you go. That's my beer story. It's not a very good one, really, Gary, when you think about it, but at least it is a beer story.
You had a beer. That's your story.
Yeah, that's my story. I had a beer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey,
man,
hold on a second. Art of Roy. All are welcome at Graybeards. As long as they behave themselves, they're welcome, okay?
That's right. That's right.
That's the caveat. You got to behave yourself. John.
Yeah, John. Gary doesn't put up with this nonsense. So.
Well, I like John's antics, but I said that for your benefit.
All right. The thing about olive oil is she's got a really tiny nose. So I gotta stay true to that.
And then you can cheat on everything else.
I'm gonna sauce her up for sure, but she has a round face and a little nose, so I'm going that direction.
David, do we know who you're drawing?
I'm going to draw Popeye with no shirt getting olive oil poured all over him as Brutus and Bluto rub it on his chest.
My God.
And Wimpy is going to be on the ground with his mouth open, getting all the drippings.
Oh my
And-
God! He's sick.
Can't take that.
and I'm going to have the goon over in the corner filming it, and he's going to say, "I can't wait until I see your Popeye."
Oh my God.
Oh, no. You don't have to say
Okay.
it every week, but this used to be a kid's show, you know?
Yeah,
It used to be-
Popeye is now officially ruined.
Yeah, I'd say that'll.
And David claims that Popeye shaped his,
Okay.
his art career.
He owes his career to Popeye.
And that's how he's going to repay him? Come on.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to try and make olive oil sort of shapely and still like skinny. I don't know if that's how that's going to work out.
Yeah, well, you can plump up the important bits and, keep her arms skinny.
Plump up the important bits. That's good. I like that.
That Seinfeld line that you can make her how all the qualities prized by the superficial man.
Yes, exactly. So I want to get into this a little bit. This whole Cobra Kai crease thing at SummerCon, which was the big news, of course. I was hoping the big news would be that I was there, but no, it was in fact that.
Yeah, he said, "Dang it, I don't want Aaron's appearance to eclipse me. I'm going to bite that girl."
Do you think that actually could be a publicity stunt?
I don't think so, because he got removed from the con.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not sure if he got arrested or not, but
apparently
certainly
she was not happy about it.
She was not happy and not having any of it. And I don't know what fun and games he was, playing, but she apparently was not participating in the same fun and games that he was.
John says, Aaron Lopresti is going to be at SummerCon. Is that breaking news? It was last week, John.
Yeah, it's old news now, but yeah.
Yeah, we really didn't. Did you say you're going to be there?
I think I did.
Yes, you did. We talked about it for a while.
I wasn't listening as usual.
Well, yeah, I know you were probably asleep or something, So why is, I saw the start of a Popeye cartoon as I was, kind of doing some referencing and stuff, and I was like, did they not even attempt to make her even remotely attractive? It was just like, I guess Popeye's not the best looking dude in the world, but still, I don't know.
That was attractive back then. Like,
was it?
It was a female. That's about as far as they got. It's a female.
No, Popeye goes way back. E.C. Segar was doing it like in the 20s. And that's when women were women.
I said it all had all
According to him, they were
that was a woman.
They were bean poles.
Yeah, but bean poles didn't become a thing until Twiggy, I think.
So he was ahead of his time, is what you're saying.
No, I don't think he meant her to be attractive. It's just, I think that's just his weird humor. Yeah, Glitch says 1929.
She has incredibly big feet, which I don't know if that's a good quality or not. I think some of those Al Cap girls, didn't one of them have like really big feet? But it wasn't one of the cute ones.
Yeah.
See, Al Cap knew what was going on.
But there
Al
are.
Cap was
I
a
used to
real-
have a book of old EC Cigar Popeye newspaper strips, and they were hilarious. Really, really funny.
Al Cap was a real sleazebag, apparently.
No, we're talking about the Popeye creator.
Yeah, but I just brought up Al Cap for his what was that hillbilly cartoon? What was it called?
Oh yeah.
Because he drew cute women, so
That's true.
but he was a
And
little
he hired-
sleazebag, huh,
And
Dan?
he hired Frazetta.
That's right. So he had good taste.
Wouldn't
In
that be? I mean, what kind of Aaron? Wouldn't you love to have a budget where you think, you know what? I think I'll just hire Frazetta to draw my comic.
And he wouldn't give him a raise.
And he did it.
Yeah, I know, but he wouldn't give him a raise. So
Oh, that was
Frazetta-
crazy.
Yeah, but you would have given him a raise.
Oh heck yeah, I would have. Because he did a nice job of sort of capturing that Al Cap style, but making it his own at the same. You
Right.
could tell that he drew it.
Yeah, and his Lil Abner was way better than the other stuff.
It was funny. It's funny how that was like the entertainment back in the day was comic strips, you know, and the radio.
Yeah. Well, that's where I got my fix when I was okay. Now I'm aging myself. When I was a kid, reading the Sunday comics, that's where I got my comic art. It wasn't comic books; it was the Sunday newspaper strip. Prince Valiant, Dick Tracy, Alley Oop, Rick O'Shea. Those are all great.
And it's funny because it was.
The Dead Sea Scrolls.
What did
Yeah,
you say?
The Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't it? Well, yeah, there wasn't a lot of pictures on the Dead Sea Scrolls, though. That was the thing. There was a lot of reading going on there.
Hieroglyphics of Egypt.
Yeah. Well, they had cartooning going on there in the hieroglyphics. You know?
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. That's probably the first comic book.
Yeah.
See, now here come the old man jokes.
Well, you can blame David for that.
Well, I started it when I back in the old days when I was reading. It's like, oops, what am I doing here?
But it was like adventure strips ruled, you know, and then they just kind of went away and it became the humor strips.
Yep. Jimmy Owen says, I guess he's referring to the SummerCon. I tried to get Gary invited, but sadly I realized I'm a nobody and they just laughed at me. They weren't laughing at you because you're a nobody. They were laughing at you because you were suggesting I be a guest.
Oh, hey, I spoke to Chris Warner too.
Okay.
He was. I'll give you updates on that. At a
Chris
later
does
time.
a mean convention sketch. I mean, he has a convention sketch style that's different than his, regular comic art style. So he's perfected that craft.
I actually said that to him too. That I just thought that I loved getting sketches from him back in the day because it was like the quality was so high.
Yeah. I agree.
And the same thing with Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan did great convention sketches.
I've not seen any of his. Hold on a second. Breaking out the trumpet.
Wow.
Hold on. Give me another shot.
Yeah, okay. Try again. I don't know that was better. Let's see. Headless Bourgeoisie for 5 says, Gary, I saw your question to Pete Sametti. Page counts, etc. Dare I hope for a Gary Martin newsprint project in the future?
I'm considering it. His numbers are low, like a 200 print run. There's no way I can make a profit with that low. But putting out like 4 issues, floppy issues, and then collecting it in a trade paperback graphic novel, that's something I'm considering.
Interesting. John Beatty's accusing you. Said that Gary farted. So apparently that's the trumpet. Robert the Bruce says, when Gary was in school, all ages shared the same class.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh at you like that, Gary. I should probably.
I was the oldest one in class, and it always embarrassed me when I had to stand up and read.
Yeah, I know. I should chastise him for that.
I tell you, out of all the instruments, the trumpet's got to be the best cover. If you got to go, if you got to let one go.
What are you, Dan? What are you talking about?
So what you're saying, Dan, is like, Gary's getting his trumpet out. Hold your nose.
Yeah, something like that. Well,
Clear the room.
I'm just talking about, you were if you got a problem, the trumpet will got you covered there.
This is how Gary feels after every show.
Help! I'm being repressed.
That's exactly it. Poor Gary.
Bloody peasant.
Yeah. Well, better you than me. All right. I'm getting sucked into the chat, and I should be over here drawing. Okay. I don't feel like my olive oil is skinny enough. How am I going to do
Well,
that?
the reason why you're getting sucked into the chat is because they're taking shots at me, not at the usual Aaron Lopresti. That's why.
That's true. But Beatty's in there. Beatty's going to let loose on me in a minute, I'm sure.
Yeah, Beatty's not going to stand for that.
So do you guys remember the jingle about Popeye? They say, went like this, I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I live in a frying pan. They turned on the gas, which blew up my ass.
I don't remember that one.
No, I remember there was Popeye the Sailor Man. He lives in the garbage can, and I can't
That's
remember.
what I remember, yeah.
Something like that.
It's like
the chat's going to
he goes, was it something like he started with Brutus? Wait.
Hang on to your hat.
Here we go.
I can't even remember. No. No.
Woo! We dodged a bullet there.
Yeah.
And just like that, Katie did turns on me. Just like that.
Well, see, she's verbalizing what we're all thinking.
Was that what?
What did you do?
She's doesn't appreciate my singing voice. Basically, is what's going on here.
Oh wait, I was the one singing. So.
Well, yeah, but I followed you up, and of course they like your singing, Dan. It's me that they have a problem with, as usual. But that's okay. I'll live with it.
True Fan is asking, Gary, weren't you working on a comic strip? That was a long time ago. It was for an online thing. It was a web comic strip. Long time ago. Oh. Hold on. Got another shot.
No, maybe a little bit better. I don't know. Leg kick for $2 says Popeye was Jack Kirby's first professional work. I did not know that.
Me neither.
Yep. I did.
Well, look at you. I would have expected that to come from Marcus Killigrew. So look at Leg Kick getting the jump on the comics library information there. Creative Faye actually likes my singing. Thank you, Creative Faye. I appreciate that.
Rumor on the street is since SummerCon, you guys are best pals now.
Who, me and Creative Faye?
Yeah.
Oh, we go way back, Gary.
Okay.
I gotta get a. I'm gonna do a. This sounds silly, but I gotta pull up a Popeye reference real quick here.
Amoral Fat 40 ounce says, "I'm dyeing my beard. Yeah, I'm dyeing my beard black to all black after watching this." Boy, I butchered that.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
Gary, was that a poorly written or just a poor reading job by
Poor
you?
reading. It was a poor
Okay.
reading. Yeah, he's dyeing his beard black after watching Graybeards.
It's embarrassing. He doesn't want to be associated with us.
Yeah, see, that's a pretty good insult.
I think, though, that this has been a quality show so far. So I think we're getting mischaracterized here a little bit.
Well, see, that's why he's dyeing his beard black, because of our entertainment judgment.
Okay. No.
We think we're being hilarious.
Well, yeah, I guess I get your point there. It's
Everything out of our mouths is gold, baby.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. Nobody's
So
perfect.
it's the equivalent of peppering the stage with vegetables, right?
What?
Aaron, I thought Marcus was your buddy. He's saying, "I want you to know, Aaron, I encouraged Beatty to troll you more."
Does he need encouragement?
That's yeah, exactly. Beatty doesn't need encouragement, but that's the thing, Gary. You think you got friends, and then they just like, God, et tu, Brute, right in the back.
Well, see, that's how you set someone up, is you make them think you like them, and then zing.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Well, you might need to have someone else do your dirty work for you there, kind of, huh?
Yeah. It's sad but true. It really is. All right, I've got to figure out this Popeye thing.
So you drawing Popeye in the background?
Yeah, but I don't know exactly how. No, that's too. Do I have to start over? How much time we got?
Don't start over. Hold on a second.
Olive oil's fine. She's right in the center, but I got to kind of work this. Got to figure this out here. Okay, now you're getting someplace, Gary. Practice makes perfect. David G for $4.99 says, "Hey guys, just got here, but have you seen the head play 1/6 scale Popeye statue covered in tats like a proper 50s sailor? Check it out." I have not seen that head play. I'll bet it's cool. If it's like a small company thing, I'll bet it's really cool.
If Kelsey was here, he would ask you to pull that up.
He would, but okay, I guess I will. Let's see.
I'm curious. I don't know if covering him in tats makes him cool. So we'll have to see.
Head play Popeye. Do you say
it's badass?
No, it makes a sailor cool, but not a regular Joe cool.
Oh my gosh, this is pretty cool. It's not what be what you consider your typical Popeye, but here we go. But see, that's why I like it when if they can go in and do something sort of different with the character, but it's still cool. I'm okay with that. It doesn't. I'm not necessarily a traditionalist. So here we go. You guys tell me what you think. David's going to hate it probably, but
where is it?
There it is.
Oh, I like it.
That's kind of cool.
Isn't that fun? Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Milk those udders.
Oh my gosh, there's Katie loving what David is doing so far. Loving what David is doing so far. You know, there's other people on this show, Katie. Jeez.
She's Aaron. She's actually making a statement on your career.
I think she is. Jimmy Owens, look at this. This is a Gary Martin appreciation post. He adds so much to the show. Now back to the post butt kissing. There you go. Everybody's favorite on this show except me. After all the work I put in every week to make this happen. Wow.
Thank you, Jimmy.
That's all right. No, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. That's just how it goes.
Gotta work harder for it. Kick up your game a little, you know?
Yeah. Some people are just more likable than others, I guess. I can't imagine that it was anybody on this show, but apparently so. I think
Rachel, that's part of the game plan is to stall Aaron. You know, like your teacher in school, where you try to get them to tell their boring stories, so you're not actually doing schoolwork. That's a strategy.
I think all of this started with Beatty.
No, I think Kelsey started it.
Well, you might be right. No, I just mean the insult of me.
Oh no, we're talking about she says Gary is sabotaging Aaron on time. But that's an old ploy.
That was an old Kelsey trick for sure. Yeah. But I think everybody other than Katie did. I think everybody liked me on this show until Beatty showed up, and then she's just turned the tide on me. Because you foolishly put him in your Mount Rushmore of anchors, so everybody gives him this respect, and they he must know. So, you know.
So he's unfettered. That's what you're saying.
That's exactly. That's a good word. I like that. Unfettered. That's a good word.
Oh, I don't think you were that well liked before him.
Now John is. what was that?
I said I don't think he was that well liked before Beatty.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
I can say another one is John is now unvarnished.
Oh my gosh.
Jimmy Owens is claiming that Popeye figure has assless chaps. It looked like leather pants to me. I think you're reading into it, Jimmy. What does that say about you, buddy?
Did he say assless chaps?
Yep.
What is that?
Oh, Jimmy. And
Katie is claiming that she's innocent.
Well, she's always claiming that, but we know the truth.
Matthew Moomoff says Aaron's number one.
Thank you. Now we're getting someplace.
Pity votes.
I'll take them any way I can get them. I'm having a heck of a time interpreting Popeye here.
It's the thing about this
Aaron,
interpretation.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, wait. Time out. Dan, go ahead, and then Gary.
About this interpretation, it's you really have a wide range of the ways you can interpret. You can go more literal, you can make it more realistic. I mean, there's just a lot of different directions.
I know, but it's like
so exaggerated, you know.
I'm trying to be a little bit of keep the flavor of the cartoon, but still sort of make it a little bit more something or other. And that,
but you haven't decided what yet. Is that what
the something or other is giving me a little bit of trouble.
I was going to say, where'd that go? Brian Suddenly Old says, Aaron just got home. Okay, is this a compliment or an insult? Aaron just got home. I like to say you have got this locked up with olive oil, but Dan has you beat right now.
And wait a minute, how can I have it locked up with olive oil, but Dan has me beat right now?
Yeah, see?
I'm not sure I understand.
I understand it.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
John says that Aaron, this would work better if you talked like Popeye when you spoke for the show.
That's gonna be rough.
That's about all I can do. Right? What I need to do is learn how to do Shatner doing Popeye.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I'm Popeye the Sailor. I'm amazed that Shatner is like 94 years old and still like getting around and doing shows and stuff.
Well, he's not getting acting gigs.
Well, I mean, the dude's 94 years old, but you'd think he can even walk, but yeah, he just walks around and.
Yeah, it's not about the money. He probably just loves it.
Oh, I think it's about.
No, it's about the money.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
He's loaded, probably, right? I mean,
you don't remember the SNL skit where he was ridiculing and mocking Star Trek nerds?
I know.
And now that's his main source of income.
I don't know.
There is a sad irony there, isn't there?
I saw him once. He seemed like he was really enjoying it.
Yeah, Mickey, what we were all saying that at the beginning of the show. We have no idea how Popeye won this poll.
I'm really struggling with Popeye. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit that.
I thought this would be your wheelhouse. I mean, you kind of can do that cartoony stuff.
Yeah, well, it's a matter of that sort of, like I said, trying to keep it Popeye-ish, but making it my own.
Hold on a second. Torchbear Studios is laying down some history. He says EC Cigar chose. Hold on a second. It's scrolling. EC Cigar chose the name olive oil as a way to honor the ingredient that fueled his late night work sessions. He used olive oil as a fuel for his lamp.
Why didn't he spell it oil anyways, like then?
Don't know. Interesting.
It is there's always little weird tidbits of stuff like that you don't know about that comes out because people in the chat are dialed in.
Yeah, they know stuff.
John Beatty says Aaron is choking. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. Randy Howell, $2 Canadian, $332 more for Wraith, and Aaron has to play tonight. Has to play Fire tonight. Once you get to 80,000, there's another stretch goal too. Another free trading card. Trump, that big elephant guy from the nightclub. You get a trading card.
Okay, so how much do you have to raise to reach my stretch goal trading card?
But wait a minute. Did you do something? Oh, that's right. I would do that at 90,000, so another 10 grand.
Okay, so there you go. 90,000, you get my stretch goal.
What about my stretch goal?
Oh my God! Yeah, that's 100K, and we get David's stretch goal.
David, your stretch goal is to touch your toes.
Hey! Okay.
You can't make jokes like that if you're thin, Gary.
John is suggesting I spit into my trumpet.
So, wait a minute. So now he's an expert on trumpet playing too?
He's just, I don't know if he's an expert, but he's, making a suggestion.
Oh, I see. He's got the...
I don't think anyone making a suggestion about improving my trumpet playing is out of line.
Says Gary's playing it dry. He needs to wet that. Yeah, okay.
Ugh, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah, see, that's why I didn't read it.
I'm having trouble with. I don't even know what Popeye's shirt looks like. That's how long it's been since I've.
Why aren't you looking at reference?
Yeah, I was going to say, don't you have something pulled up where you know what he looks like?
Yeah. See, folks, this is the difference between why I'm so dominant on Comicsgate Kings and why I suck so bad on this show. It's because I have to host it. All right.
Oy.
I've always got an excuse. Always got an excuse. It's my way.
Mickey's asking, Gary, did David share his ice cream? I don't remember.
No, Mickey. That's disgusting.
I don't remember the ice cream he's referring to.
You don't want to know, G.
Oh, the Twitter stuff. Okay. Yeah, I did see that. Lucky for me, Mickey, I am back home in Washington State. I am not in New Mexico anymore. Oh, John Beatty's making, something clear. He says, Gary is the host, Aaron.
Oh, Beatty.
See, something we've all been thinking, but it takes Beatty to verbalize it.
Okay. All right. I see how it is. Bunch of.
Uh-oh. Whatever Aaron says, I see how it is. There's got trouble is following.
You freaking mutineers is what you guys are.
Mutineers. Hi, matey. We're Graybeard mutineers.
Oh my gosh! Like John Beatty is like Fletcher Christian or something.
yeah, that's right. Rand Arrington says, in all caps, you never ask a man to share his ice cream. Mickey's asking if we visited Breaking Bad locations in New Mexico.
We passed a couple, but
yeah,
we didn't go visit them.
We didn't stop.
Do they have them like marked off and like
no
tourist attractions or whatever, or you just know?
No, you just know.
Well, there's the souvenir shops have got tons of Breaking Bad junk.
Popeye has
that was my father-in-law.
He has like two outfits. He has like the black shirt and the blue jeans, and then the sailor whites.
Yeah.
John says David's house is now where they cook.
Shut up.
Beatty's like no one is safe.
Rand Anderson says, okay, Aaron, I've backed Wraith.
Thank you.
Is Beatty afraid of me or something? This doesn't seem to be going after me.
John, yeah,
maybe I'm a little too gangster for him. Like,
I think you self-own yourself enough.
You don't need help from him.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I said this the other day on Ethan's stream where it's like the problem is I don't know when I'm being insulted. Like someone will insult me, then like 10 minutes later I'll do that. Hey, wait a minute.
They're like, you don't got smarts enough to know when you're being insulted.
I think I got insulted. That I didn't. It just takes me a while to figure it out.
I resemble that remark.
Okay, Dan. John says, "You're a snowflake, Dan. Don't go there."
Damn.
Oh, slam.
There you go. There you go.
He's not afraid of insulting me there. It's rough. He doesn't hold punches.
Like a vampire. Once you invite him in, man, you're history.
Beatty, is that the best you got? Is that all you got? Bring it.
Oh, Dan. Dan.
Oh boy, here we go.
Is that the best you can do?
Well,
I think he was holding back, Dan. So,
hey, if it gets him off my case and onto Dan for a while, that's fine.
Remember, it is a challenge, though. You got to insult me is really difficult.
Because you don't know if you're being.
I don't know it. Snowflake. That sounds nice.
Yeah.
3 hours later, Dan, that's really not nice. Oh.
Aaron, Katie's asking you if you were going to do Disney princesses, which princess would you draw?
Well, my favorite animated movie like that is oh wait a minute, was that Disney or Pixar that did Tangled? Is that Disney?
Rapunzel?
Yeah, Rapunzel. That was Disney, wasn't it?
I don't know. We can't help you.
That's my favorite Disney princess film. Is Rapunzel.
Tangled?
Yeah, Tangled was Rapunzel.
Oh, okay, Rapunzel. I didn't see it, so
you really shouldn't say that stuff out loud, Aaron.
Dude, I defend that. I was on a panel with Mark Schultz, Gary Gianni, and Frank Cho, and someone in the audience asked that. They said, "What was your guys' favorite, Disney princess movie or whatever?" And Frank and I both agreed it was Tangled. So there you go.
I'm just talking about admitting you watch princess movies.
Oh, well, I've got a daughter, Watched a lot of stuff.
You would have liked it regardless of if you had a daughter or not.
Well, I would have liked it, but I may not have watched it.
Oh, you would have watched it. Say, hey, man, come out and play basketball? No, I'm busy.
Almost done.
Randy House is asking me to tell you, Aaron, that Wraith is now $243 away from fire tonight.
Wow, you guys were $243 away from the next stretch goal. I'm on page 46, by the way, out of 64. So we're closing in on completion here in the next 2 months. So,
hey, I watched, Tinkerbell once with my kids. And I liked it.
You
got
watched
a problem with that? You got a problem with that, tough guy?
Would you watch
Tinkerbell, man, and I liked it.
Okay, Dan.
Oh my gosh! See, Dan's insulting himself again.
It's a good movie. Got a problem with that?
What is this? You got a problem with that follow-up? It's like, Dan, you're asking for it. You could say that after everything. Yeah, I like pie. You got a problem with that?
Yeah.
I do like pie quite a bit.
No, Katie, I'm sorry, Katie, I didn't read your question. Now she's yelling.
Uh-oh.
What about the rest of the panel? Which princesses would you draw? And Gary, which one would you ink?
Gary would ink whichever one he got paid to ink.
That's true. I don't have a favorite princess.
You used to do Disney stuff. I mean, those coloring books and stuff, right?
I know, but it was just a gig.
That's my point.
What are all the princesses? You got Cinderella. You got Belle from Beauty and the Beast. You got
I can't stand Belle.
Ariel. Ariel? Yeah.
Yeah, Ariel's okay.
She has the least clothes.
Yeah.
That sounds perverted though, because she's kind of young.
Yeah, what's wrong with you? Ali.
Yeah, it's like all those princesses are little girls.
Damn it.
Dan, oh my gosh.
You know what's better than the Disney princesses? Sailor Moon.
Oh, vomit.
Pocahontas. I'm trying to think of these.
When the princess grows up to be a queen, then you know.
Then we'll talk, right?
Yeah.
Sleeping Beauty.
I don't get this at all. Aaron, oh no, Dan explained this one to me. John Smith says Corporal Klinger.
From Hogan's Heroes?
Oh,
Smash.
favorite princess, I guess.
Oh, from MASH? Yeah, from MASH.
Oh, yeah, from MASH, right? He was the cross-dresser, right? So there you go.
Princess.
He was a she/her, as far as I remember. I'll have to get back to you on that, though. All right, I think I finally got a Popeye that's working for me here. Has he got 3 fingers or 4?
Popeye?
Yeah. Did they go all the way to give him a real hand?
I think he's 4.
It doesn't matter, Aaron. No one's going to call you out on it.
Are you kidding me? Everybody complains every time I make a little mistake. Well, costume's not right.
But
Aaron, as soon as I said that, I realized, oh yeah, they will. They will call you out on it.
They will, of course. That's not right, man. You need to fix that. I think
you're making them more realistic, though.
I'm going regular hand. You know.
I think that's a less criticized option.
You think? So I got to talk to Don Bluth. That was kind of fun.
The Angry Gamer says Popeye with Robin Williams is highly underrated. I didn't like that movie.
I think the casting was inspired, but he just missed the mark with that.
It was a musical.
Yeah, and it just, I don't know.
Yeah, the casting was, yeah, I agree. The casting was good.
I mean, like, what's her face was born to play Olive Oil.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. All she had to do was put on the dress.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, look. So yeah.
The Skull Nasher says there's way too much singing. It was a musical. But yeah, I agree. It's
what was with all
I'm
this?
not a fan of musicals. Nikki, what do you mean musicals are great? The only musical that I think I've said this before, the only musical that I've ever liked was West Side Story. And not because of the music, is because they had switchblades.
Oh, that was the stupidest musical I've ever seen. It's like guys are like,
yeah, but they had switchblades.
Oh, Singing in the Rain is by far the best musical ever made.
Yeah, that is pretty good, actually.
Because it's a comedy, so you realize it doesn't take itself seriously, and it is a musical, which is perfect for not taking yourself seriously.
John Beatty likes Grease.
I like Grease too.
No,
I don't. Yeah, the concept of taking the sweet, young, innocent girl and turning her into a skank. Just
well, that's John Beatty right there.
Yeah, that's it in a nutshell. That's what John, stays awake at night thinking about. How can I turn my wholesome neighbor into a skank?
Yeah.
What in the world?
I remember I hadn't seen it, in a while, and I had since I was younger, and I watched at least part of that, the Grease Lightning thing, and I said, wow, this is a lot gayer than I remember it being.
Well, it had some pretty racy lyrics in that song.
Yeah, there really is. Yeah.
Oh, John Smith says he saw The King and I with Yul Brynner.
No, he's talking about the stage play or the movie?
I'm assuming he's talking about the play.
Yeah, that's impressive.
No, that would be cool. Good old Yul. Little Yul Brynner.
Remember his anti-smoking advertisement after you got
Nate
313 says Clockwork Orange. You consider Clockwork Orange a musical?
What?
I don't think so. There's no singing. There's lots of the music is important to the story, but they don't break in the song or they're walking down the street.
Yeah, that's true. There was like the music in the background. That movie is hard to watch.
Yeah, it is. But the music is really important in the story.
Yes. I watched it once because I was like, there's always movies that like everybody's talking about, right? And you go, well, that's one of them, so I got to see it. And I saw it, and I was like,
And Nate, I don't think it's. I disagree. I would not call that a musical. Oh, okay, Milton Cooper says when he does sing when he's singing.
I'm singing
in the rain during the murder scene.
Yeah,
during the murder scene. That's true.
Yeah.
But I'd say that's part of the story. I still don't think it's a musical.
And I don't understand the title either.
So, Aaron, can you share some of that stuff I sent on Popeye?
Oh yeah, I got nothing better to do, David. Like, I don't know, draw.
Yeah.
We started really late anyway, so this is not going to happen.
Oh, no, excuses. Let's see here. Do you want me to like show the video? Is that what you're asking?
Oh, hold on.
And the pictures. What?
I'm sorry, David. Go ahead.
I said, yeah, share the pictures and the video because it goes into the story that I need to tell about it.
Yeah, David wants to tell about his connection.
Oh, that's fantastic. But I have to do all the work.
Hey, I'll stop drawing too.
Queen Mickey says, speaking of musicals, ready?
I don't know if I am.
Did you like Joker 2?
Oh my gosh, that was a huge miscalculation. Huge miscalculation.
Greg 69 says Rocky Horror had a switch comb, Gary, welded by Meatloaf. Not the same thing.
I don't know.
The switch comb is not the same thing.
Do I show the pictures first and then the video?
Yeah, let's show the pictures first.
All right. What do I do with them? Oh, here we go. Now, I don't know who this dude is.
So, this dude was, his name is Tom Hatten, and he had a show, and this was my introduction to Popeye. He had this show, and it started like in the late 50s, and it went all the way up to the 80s on KTLA in Los Angeles. And he would show Popeye cartoons and Max Fleischer cartoons, Superman, or, really old cartoons. And he would do these drawings on his show. And when he would do the drawings on his show, he would either do something either from Superman or Popeye or some other cartoon, or kids would send in a squiggle and he would turn that squiggle into some kind of cartoon that was really awesome.
Wow.
And so I was introduced to this show probably around 1974, 75. So I was around 5 or 6. And I was just mesmerized by just this guy drawing. Because I couldn't wait until the drawing segment of the show. I loved the Popeye cartoon and I loved all the cartoons. But when he would get to the drawing portion, I'd be mesmerized and I'd be trying to draw at the same time he was drawing to try to figure it out. And so, like I said, this show went on to all the way up until the 80s, and I'd watch it all the way up until around then. I mean, it was, and he had a secondary show called the Family Film Festival in the evening, and it would show martial arts films or just old, 70s shows that, families would watch, and they were really great. Fast forward to when I was actually working at Warner Brothers, I said, oh, man, I wonder if Tom Hatten is still alive, because we would have these weekly art shows at Warner Brothers that would be in our conference room. So we would get artists from other studios to come in, and just even from comic books or from animation, we get voice actors to come in and just talk about, their experience with art and the art form of animation or comic books or whatever. Adam Hughes was there, Alex Ross. I tried to get Frank Gorshin. He almost came in, but the voice of Woody Woodpecker and, just a whole bunch of really super talented people would come through, and they would just spend the day. And we would also tour them around the Warner Brothers lot and all this kind of stuff, so they get to see some stuff. But anyway, I reached out to find out if Tom Hatten was alive, and he was still alive. And so that just shook me, and I called and I said, can I please talk to Tom Hatten, because he was working at, I think, a radio station behind the scenes, and it was him. So I'm talking to the guy who inspired me to draw.
Wow.
And he goes, and I said, hey, and I told him the whole deal. We would love to have him over at Warner Brothers just for a day. We'll treat you right, and love to hear your stories, and I'd like to let you know that, you're the inspiration for what I do. And I gave him my whole rundown, and he goes, David, that's really nice, and I think that's really great, but I'd like to let you know that, all the drawings that I did on that show were already pre-drawn with blue pencil, but you just couldn't see it on the screen. So I was just tracing over what some other artists did. Man, that broke my heart.
Oh. Did you know? God.
I said, you are nothing but a inker like Gary Martin. You make me sick. Get out of my face. No, just kidding. But no, I was just like, no, you know what? That doesn't matter. I still wanted him because it still sparked that little kid to do what he's doing. You know what I mean? But he felt like really intimidated at that time, and he was just like, yeah, I really appreciate it, but I don't think I'm worthy of all that kind of stuff. But I heaped a whole bunch of praises on him, and just at least I got to tell him how much he meant to me. And so anyway, the video has a little segment of him drawing, and you could go to that and forward to where he's drawing.
All right. Well, now that I know he's a fraud, I don't know if I want to put it on or not. I thought this was going to be this wonderful thing, and he just broke my heart. This is terrible.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you guys can't see my blue pencil here on the camera.
Okay, here we go.
So you could fast forward and you could see where he starts drawing. Get the cursor over the. There you go.
There he is.
That's Tom Hatten.
And he's like, and David Williams, I'm going to break your heart and lie to you. Oh wait a minute. This is quality right here. Look at this. Cocoa Krispies.
Oh yeah.
I eat a whole box of those in a day.
Yeah,
me too. This is before Roger Rabbit. They had all the animation with the live action.
Yeah.
Now let's get to, there's a little baseball and Tony the Tiger. What do we got here?
Keep going forward.
Oh, there it is.
There you go. So he would get a little letter from some kid.
Here.
There's no volume?
Oh, you're not getting the volume?
No.
That's because he's a fraud.
Yeah.
You guys are all like West Coast guys, so you probably didn't get Captain Kangaroo, did you?
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You did. Okay, so you saw
Had
the
to
magic
watch
drawing,
it every morning before school.
the magic drawing board and stuff like that.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
And, or at least my idea of a xylophone. I had noticed the xylophone when I was a kid living in North Dakota, but I heard about him. And man up here had to play the xylophone on the show I'm about to play for you, or the intro, because
Now this one he's drawing
this
for real, but
particular,
when it came to cartoon
this
characters.
particular orchestra, you could just see the man running up and down the xylophone. He must have been crazy. There he is.
This guy reminds me of Dan Wallace.
Kerry Gibbs, right. Okay, anyway, this is the theme song of that show, which we used to listen to, and listen to the announcer because he tells you that you are going to be able to learn all the words while you're listening. And then as soon as we finish with the xylophone business, I'll tear this off and draw my idea of what I used to think as I would.
Okay, fraud. Let's see what else we got here.
There you go.
Jump on the Manhattan merry-go-round, we're touring the luring,
Show us an
Now go forward. Just there. Right there.
Oh, he's pushing alcohol? Little kids?
That's what he's going to do right after the show.
Here's the Manhattan merry-go-round that brings you the bright side of life. That whirls you in music to all the big night spots of New York town. To hear the top songs of the week sung so clearly you can understand every word and sing them yourself. Was I crazy or not? Starring Thomas L. Thomas, beloved singer of stage and radio. Marion McManus, Barry Roberts, Glenn Cross, Dick O'Connor, and Dennis.
Okay. Actually, I kind of like that.
My grandma went and bought me chalk after I begged her. I said, I need some of this stuff. She's like, oh, it's chalk. But that was
Why did people talk like that back then? Hello, this is the broadcasting system for KFI.
So there you go. That's Tom Hatten, my inspiration.
Wow.
Very good.
And now you're inspiring, David, a whole new generation of kids in the audience right now.
Oh, sorry.
Like little Jonathan Beatty. He comes to the show and just excited to be here. All this great talent. He learned so much.
He's still going to insult you, you know.
Yeah, I know.
You can butter him up as much as you want.
Or maybe he'll come after you, Dan.
Yeah. He only had that one insult. That was about it.
Well, we have to let you know when you're insulted because you're
Okay.
confused about that.
Yeah, let me go. That'd be helpful. Hey, Dan, you've just been insulted. Oh, okay.
No, I just think, Dan, you're a terrible person. That's an insult, by the way.
Thank you for telling me that. Now I can be upset. Really appreciate it.
Well, see, if I would have just said, Dan, you're a terrible person, I'm assuming you'd be thinking, okay, no, he doesn't actually mean that. So what does he really mean?
Oh, man.
Terribly great.
I always feel like I'm rushing on this show.
Well, that's because you're under the clock. It's not like if you're at you're doing a convention sketch, you take as much time as you want because you've got to the end of the show to finish it.
Dan and I are essentially doing the same thing, and I think he's kicking my butt at the moment.
Really?
I think everybody thinks that. Feel that pressure.
John Beatty says, I'm sorry, David.
I said we're all doing the same thing.
Yeah, look, David's only the opposite. He's got Olive in the background. John Beatty says, I'm like SEAL Team 6. Dan won't know.
Yep. Better off not knowing. I think Popeye's got elephantitis, or what's that thing when you
elephantitis? Yeah. In the forearms. Got bit by that mosquito in the forearm.
Aaron, how do you feel about Rand Arrington?
I think Rand's wait a minute.
You started to verbalize your true feelings, and then you realized where this was going.
I always thought Rand was a good dude. So I guess carry on, Gary. What have you got?
Okay, where'd it go? It scrolled. I lost it. Oh, okay. Rand says Gary is kicking Aaron's butt today.
That's terrible.
I don't even know that he
David.
But artistically, you're not even drawing anything. How can he be kicking?
Well, see, that's why it's a double insult.
Yeah, I know. Trying to make myself feel better. I wonder if we actually had someone on this show that John Beatty respected, how would he treat that person? That's what
We're getting
I
lots
still want to see him come on, because can he? And I'm curious, can he insult and draw at the same time?
Well, can he back up his big mouth? Is what you're saying? Dave.
No, it's not at all. It's can he walk and chew gum? Can he
hear that? Did you hear what he just said? Did you hear what he just said, John?
We're getting lots of names in the chat that I don't recognize, so welcome to everybody. PJ's 30 says Aaron captures the real RILL semen in Popeye.
Oh.
Okay. 80 Sojourner says chin competition, Popeye versus Robert Zadar. Is I saying that correctly?
I don't know what you're saying, so I would say probably not.
Okay, and probably not either. Ken Jack Ben, greetings and salutations from Vallejo, California. Or pronounce it correctly, Valley Joe, California.
Yeah, everybody knows Valley Joe.
Out of the blue, John Beatty says, I respect David.
He's still waiting for his Captain America commission. That's why. Let's see how he is after David delivers. Then we'll see how he is.
Hey, wait a second.
It's gonna suck.
No, I mean once you don't, he's not waiting for anything. He can say whatever he wants, right? Not jeopardize his commission.
Hang on a second. I'm just getting that, what John said.
Which one? How far back are we going, Dan?
Yeah, I resemble that remark.
Marcus Killigrew. I have to say, Wraith of God is great.
Wow, thank you.
All right.
If you're Ray Charles.
P.S. No, I'm just kidding. There's no P.S.
Man.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's fine.
That was a body slam.
David pretends to be this nice guy.
Would you please read Mickey's comment?
Do I have to?
Yes, you do.
We got to wrap this up in about 10 minutes, you guys. But Mickey, how many letters? Okay, wait a minute. Is that the one?
Yeah.
She says, Marcus Killigrew, how many letters do you Marcus got one for every book he ordered from the campaign, Mickey.
Rachel Breakley's asking, why does Aaron's Popeye look so feeble? Wow. That's coming from a Ute, right?
I am taking it on the chin here today. The Popeye chin.
Well, if you gotten to work and you hadn't been promoting your comic book, you would have been.
Well, you were promoting it. I wasn't.
And Katie's asking if she gets a special letter because she backed you today, Aaron.
Yes, actually, you will get one.
Wow. What? No love for Mickey? What?
Mickey doesn't order from the campaign. She always ordered after the fact. And it's like you go to Kmart and you get the DVD out of the sales bin. You're not going to get the signed copy. You know, you're just going to get the $3.99 version. So
Rand Arrington says, I ordered one too.
Oh my gosh.
See, now everybody wants a letter.
If you order on the campaign, you get a letter thanking you for ordering on the campaign. Why would I send someone who didn't order on the campaign a letter that thanks them for backing the campaign?
Well, it's retro kind of active.
Now, if someone wants it, like, Mickey clearly does, I will send them one if I remember to do it. That's the issue. It's nothing personal against Mickey. It's just,
Well, get a piece of paper out and write a note reminding yourself.
Gotta remember. Now I'm shipping out some art tomorrow.
Don't forget to add Katie to it too.
Katie has to wait till the book actually comes out. She just backed the book today, so when it comes out, she will get this nice letter with a Xerox signature of mine and
what?
Auto
Xerox.
Yeah, I have someone auto penning my signature. You guys know about that, right?
Now Mickey is saying that she doesn't want the letter.
Okay, now I'm sending you one.
Yeah,
sending you like 5 now.
I think has had it.
Yeah.
Well, now she's going to ensure that she gets one. I'll even throw in extra stuff too.
Yeah, Mickey, you're going to get a letter and like it.
I'll send you a bunch of free books, and you'll really be mad. We have a monster audience right now, only because John Beatty told all of his friends to come watch the show. And so if you haven't, please hit the subscribe button and the like button to this channel. It helps us grow and bring in like top name talent.
Actual good artists.
Yeah, we actually sometimes bring on good artists on this show. And we're always working behind the scenes to bring you the best in drawing entertainment.
John is taking credit for the numbers. He's saying it's because the word is out. I'm in the chat.
I'd like to
Did you hear? John Beatty's in the chat on Graybeards. Quick, tune in.
Do you know he's one of the top 4 anchors of all time? Gary Martin said so.
The word on the street is Beatty.
And special guest, John Beatty chat.
That's right.
Hey, Billy, we're not done playing dodgeball. Where are you going? Haven't you heard? Beatty's in the chat. Graybeards.
Now, see, Simonson occasionally would show up in the chat on my shows, and that got everybody excited.
Okay, that's a backhanded insult.
Yeah, well, I'm just calling it as I see it.
What do we do to offend him?
Rand for 20 big ones. Thank you, Rand. Appreciate it, man. He says, really funny show today. Well done. Claps for all. Big old smiley face. Thank you for that. I think some people
Did he say the claps for all?
No, claps for all, not the. See, I think guys like John Beatty and Katie Did could take a lesson from Rand Arrington on how to be, pleasant in the chat.
Yeah, to compliment everyone and give money.
Look at this. Beatty says, I keep the chat entertained because Aaron and Dan cannot.
Dan, are you happy now?
Actually, I kind of agree with it. Can't argue with it, really.
Look at Beatty trying to crush me. Do you really think Simonson was in your chat? Finch used to get a fake Mike Zeck, and I had to break it to him. It was really... I'm actually friends with Mr. Simonson, and yes, I know it was him.
Yet, he won't come on the show.
Well, John's just jealous because Walter never invited him to, stay at his house.
Here's another, tip for John. It's like, if you're going to try to insult me, don't give me something I agree with. You're really ugly. I know. What's the problem?
Yeah, you have to tell Dan something that he doesn't believe is true.
Don't call him stupid. He'll just agree with you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and what's the news flash? That's not exactly a news flash, guys.
So when Dan shows some of his artwork and then he says, "I kind of like this," just say, "No, you don't."
Or you're the only one.
That one actually might sting a little bit. Dang it!
I got him. I got him.
Snap!
Isn't there at least one person that likes this?
Nice try.
We keep doing these auctions and no one bids on Dan's stuff, and he's just he goes home sad.
Well, that's that's part of the two-edged sword of putting artwork up on an auction. As far as I'm concerned, the ultimate compliment you can get from someone about your art is when they buy it. And if bids are low on something you're putting up, or no bids at all, ooh, that stings.
That's rough. Yeah.
That's like doing a store signing and nobody's showing up.
Yep.
I'm not saying that, it's ever happened to me. I'm just saying that, like, Beatty was telling me how that used to happen to him all the time. So
no, it happened to me. I was at a store signing in Portland with Steve Rude when we were doing Nexus at Dark Horse. Nobody came.
The dude.
No one came.
That hurts the dude. The dude doesn't like that.
And it's like he was upset, and I decided, okay, I came up with the excuse. Well, it's Portland. If it's nice outside, people go do stuff because they're used to rain, and he he accepted that. I saw him using that excuse, and he was telling other people that no one came.
You got to go like during like free Batman Day or whatever, and then everybody shows up and you're just there, but it makes it feel like they're there to see you. Or you go when you have a first issue of something from a major company. Then generally people show up to get autographs. But if it's just like, hey, Aaron Lopresti, former artist of whatever, is here, you're there by yourself.
Yeah. Just sitting there, your little table, with your hands folded in your lap, looking around.
Trying to hawk your wares.
Paying attention to you. They're getting their,
Yeah, former probably isn't.
Subscriptions and
former is probably an adjective you want to avoid.
And they're always like, they're always like asking the cashier, "Who's that guy over there?"
Yeah, who's that guy over there?
Yeah, why is he looking at me?
Make that guy stop looking at me.
Well, I always would go, and then it gets a little slow, which would be like immediately, and then you start walking around and shopping, right?
Yeah. You start buying stuff from the shop.
Yeah, because you don't want people to know that you're actually the guy that's set up there and doesn't have any fans.
Excuse me.
Let's see here. Stealth. Dan's work is great for $2. You know, there's other people on this show. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Hey, $2.
Gary, are you troubled by anything you'd like to share with the audience this week?
Do we have time?
We've got all the time in the world, man.
I am troubled.
All right, let's do it.
What's Gary's beef?
There it is. What can you tell us, Gary, that will just really tug at our heartstrings today?
I may have talked about this beef in the past, but it bears repeating.
Okay.
I got a note from someone. I won't say on what platform. See, this beef is going to be difficult to articulate because I don't want to let it out of the bag where it happened and who it is.
Wait a minute. Would this person perhaps be in the chat right now?
No, I don't think they are. They may watch the show, but I've never seen them live, like in the chat.
Okay.
So I got a note from this dude. Gary, I would really love to see you recreate this Bernie Wrightson Swamp Thing cover. It would be awesome. And he, posted a picture of the cover.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, what do you mean it would be really great? Great for who? And so I wrote back and said, so are you talking about a commission? ? I knew where this was going.
Of course. You're just playing along, having a little fun with them.
Yeah. And so he answers, oh, I don't have enough money to commission you. I just think it would be fun to see it. Okay. I was off to the races. Now,
sorry. Go ahead.
I have nothing better to do
than entertain this guy.
Then spend several days recreating a Bernie Wrightson masterpiece for some guy I don't even know just because he thinks it would be fun to see. It would be like me asking a carpenter, calling him out of the blue and saying, you know what would be cool? If you built a reproduction of the Disney treehouse that was in Swiss Family Robinson. That would be fun.
Oh.
It'd be great if you did my kitchen cabinets. That would be just to see what it looks like.
Yeah, that would be fun. So that's what I really wanted to say.
Yes.
What I actually said was, you do realize this is not a hobby for me, right? And then he realized that he's like, oh, I didn't mean to offend you. Yes, I realize that. It was like, well, you asked me twice. Clearly, you don't realize that I don't do this just for fun. All right, enough said about that.
Well, see, I this may be my problem or my fault, Gary. I should say, not your problem, but my fault, because oftentimes someone will say, you should draw George Jetson smoking. And then I'll go, you know what? I should. And then I draw it for my own entertainment.
But you do it anyway.
Yeah, but I do it a lot quicker than, say, Frankenstein by Wrightson. So
then it literally takes me, 2 or 3 days at least to do a Wrightson recreation.
Well, it's funny because I got in touch with Beatty and I said, it'd be great He said, if you would recreate that Mike Zeck Captain America Wolverine cover, that would be so much fun. And
that you would love to see it.
Yeah, and then after I sent this message to him, not 2 hours later, there was cops at my door.
Yeah, well,
like,
that's the correct response.
Yeah, I was
Send
like,
the police.
I thought we were friends, John, but I don't know. I don't know. We're just throwing it out there. No, a lot of people I don't think have realistic ideas of how long it takes to do this stuff.
You see what John just posted?
I'm afraid to look.
He said, "I've done it for $6K."
You see, that's
the true meaning of fun, isn't it? When you get the 6K, that was fun, man. That was a lot of fun.
And then you get it all in ones, and you rub it all over your body.
Yeah, like olive oil.
It's like printing your own money.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd heard that Zeck got so many requests for that he finally just refused to do them anymore. Those recreations of that cover.
I even did a recreation of that.
Man, I'd retire if that many people were asking. I said, "This is all I got to do for the rest of my life." All right.
Yeah, no, I didn't get 6K for mine. That's for sure.
Well, Buscema did quite a few recreations of that Silver Surfer #4, which I was kind of surprised about because I kept seeing him pop up after he passed away.
He did more than one.
Yeah, I mean, not as many as Zeck probably did of that Captain America, but
this is my policy. I don't repeat recreations. I don't want more than one out there.
Well, the thing is, though, you do a recreation, at least, the artist, if someone came to me, which they wouldn't, but let's just hypothetically say they did and wanted me to recreate one of my brilliant covers from the past, you just sit there and basically these guys, you just would light table it, right? And maybe in some cases you wouldn't even pencil it. You just ink it right over, the original on a light table, and then boom, you've got whatever you charged for it. I'm not saying that's what Beatty did. I'm not saying Beatty didn't put any effort into it. I'm not saying that.
Johnny's not saying that at all. Just to be clear.
I just want to make sure that we're clear here. I'm not insinuating anything. Just,
But even if that's what he did, that's still a couple days work.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, there's a lot of isn't there like burst lines and all sorts of stuff on that?
John, do you ever ink over a light box? That's something I can't do. I hate doing it. I find it very difficult.
What I want to know did Mike Zeck, when he was drawing that famous cover, did he know it was going to be like, after he finished, he was like, this is the shit.
Yeah. Did you? Beatty says, no, he pencils it. Yeah, Beatty, when you were inking that, when you got that, did you know it was going to be iconic? I mean, you saw it and you said, "What? Okay, this is going to be,
It'd be great is if that was the cover that the artist owed you, right? You're like, that's the third cover we did.
Yeah, that's what you get. John says that he was up at his place in Connecticut and he handed it over to him.
Yeah, but did you know that it was going to be iconic?
He
or
says,
did it just seem like another piece?
So same with the Captain America 321 Uzi cover. We did them both the same weekend.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Okay. He said, no, not that iconic.
That was one of those books that I remember I just picked that up because of that cover.
Yeah,
I saw
me
it
too.
and I was like, oh, dude, come on.
Yeah, me too.
All right, guys, we're going to have to wrap this up because I do have Star Trek to do at some point tonight, and it's closing in. So my dog's going nuts. If you hear him, I apologize.
Katie says he's commenting on you wrapping it up in all caps. Thank God.
Oh my gosh. John, come on the show, you wimp. Get on here just once. All right.
It feels like we're torturing him like Clockwork Orange. Like we got his eyes peeled open and making him watch this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was thinking too. He's forced to watch.
All right, I'm reluctantly going to put my signature on this. And here we go. All right, so,
All right, I'm gonna have to stop.
Ba-ba-boom.
There we go.
Olive oil's got some stature.
She's tall. Now, see, I tried to capture the cartooniness of her face, but give her like a little bit more.
It didn't work. She's too hot.
There you go. So he's got a little button nose, and
as John said, she's off model. She is a model.
Right. There you go.
Is Popeye like hitting the brakes? Is he stopping?
He is. He's just exactly. See, Gary's got it. He understands the storytelling here.
So you need to put the sound effect.
Yeah, I'll put that down there. That's good. Goody Two Shoes says she's not as hot as the cartoon. Oh well.
Oh, come on.
The scent isn't coming from his pipes, says PJ.
Oh boy. Wow.
Oh, Katie Did's being nice to me. Look at that. Looks really good. You made her look beautiful. Thank you, Katie. That's so nice. Sequential Treasure says Aaron's Popeye is weak. He hasn't eaten his spinach yet.
Yeah, he's weak in the knees.
Yeah, exactly. All righty. Okay, so that I think is all I've got to say about that. Let's see what David's got. Now you went totally like old school.
Wow. What's she saying?
He says, she goes, "Oh, how sweet. Popeye is going to go kill Brutus for me."
That's love.
I love that heart. They've done that before with the heart pumping out of her chest like that. So that was nice.
Oh,
touch.
yeah. That's
nice
yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Cool. Kate, now, of course, Katie goes all capitals for David. Once again, let's go back and take a look at what she said to me. Okay. Now, read this in your best mom voice. Looks really good. You made her look beautiful. And then, hell yeah, David. Just saying. Just saying. Skull Nasher says David wins.
Wait. Give me a chance. Give me a chance.
Yeah, Goody Two Shoes says,
okay.
that's
Dan,
a hot olive.
Dan, that was an insult.
Not
He hasn't
really.
even seen yours yet, and he's already called it.
Yep.
Oh, he doesn't. I'm gonna knock his socks off.
I got about like 10 Dave wins. There you go. I appreciate it, guys. Much love.
There you go. Yeah. Jimmy Owens, even who's usually in my corner, gives it to David. Why are you out of focus, Dan?
Stay out of focus. Perfect.
I really like this one. I have to admit.
Yeah, it's even got the rights and wrinkles.
Yep.
He always has the rights and wrinkles.
Dude, I don't know how you get your pencils that dark this quickly. I mean, it's like you just have to carve that stuff in there. But I love the face. The expression is fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a manly man, so I press down on the paper.
Dan, you do realize those two phrases don't go together. I'm a manly man, comma, I press down on the paper.
Why not? Yeah, I don't just lightly drift my pencil over. It's like,
Oh,
carve
no.
it out.
Hang on a second.
Carve it
People
like a
are-
man.
Everybody's changing their tune now. They're saying Dan won, Dan wins. That Popeye shirt is fantastic. Damn, Dan, nice. Clear winner. Olive Oil looks excited. I'm not sure what he's getting at there.
I'm going to add some lettering to this. This is not done.
Olive Oil was Popeye's first wife. Dan captures that beautifully. I'm not sure I understand that, but Dan wins. There's another.
Very cute.
Look
I've got an ink and color mine, so.
Thank you, Katie.
Katie did says, love it, because she's yelling it again. Oh, Dan. See, now you're in trouble. Doesn't Popeye only have one eye? Now you're in trouble.
Wait, he only got one
eye, dude.
Yeah,
You
he's
gotta make
always squinting with one
He's
eye.
got to have one squinty eye over there on the other side, Dan. See, now?
All right.
They're always on you, man. They're always
No,
on
actually,
you.
I want to know. I want to get it right, man.
He's squinting his brown eye.
Glork says, Lawless shows that paper. Who's boss?
Yeah.
Goody Two Shoes. Dan greater than David, greater than Gary, greater than Aaron. Wow. But at least he capitalized my name.
At least you beat out. Well, oh my gosh! Wait a second. You didn't beat out Gary. Shit.
Look at this. Now Katie's coming in late. Aaron, yours is amazing. So it's totally fake. She's going even more motherly, trying to make me feel better.
You complain when she doesn't compliment you, and you complain when she does compliment you.
Yeah, but she always compliments me after I call her out for not. So it's never genuine. She says, "OMG, I can't ever make you happy." I can sense there's a little tear in her eye.
Okay, can I put my paper down? Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Please do.
My muscles are hurting.
Yeah, you better eat that spinach. There, Jimmy's coming in there to help me out. See, people know when I'm feeling down. They go jump in.
That's a pity, like Aaron. Oh, Aaron. Okay, Aaron, you're
Take all my
good.
compliments back.
Oh, look at my Katie. Oh my gosh. All right. Now I'm not coming on your show now if that's how you're going to be. Oh, no, wait. Now she's teaming. Oh my gosh. She's teaming up with John Beatty. Oh my, it's over. All right. Okay.
The alliance is now solid.
Getting some gold there.
Wait, she's like the apprentice.
What do you see? You could use that as an advertising tagline on this week. See how Katie did and John Beatty really feel about Aaron Lepresti.
Now she's trying to use Jedi mind tricks by yelling at me. You will come on my show. See?
You got to say that.
I like that.
Though. You never say it loud. You just say, "You will come on my show." So you got to go.
These aren't the droids you're looking.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. David again would like everyone to know that he's got stuff for sale on his Comic Art Fans, right, David?
That's right. That's right.
All this groovy stuff. There's look at Dan Ink. How many times are you going to find a Dan Williams?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Dan Williams. There you go.
Dan Williams, David Lawless.
Dan Williams. Yeah.
Flawless production.
That's true. How many times are you going to find this combo? This is a collectible.
That is interesting. You have to admit, yeah.
Very nice. So you guys do check that on. And this piece, which I'm still haven't quite finished yet, the David Williams
that's great.
Inked by me. That's going to go up for sale when I get it done, but I got to do the speed lines back there, so it's almost done. So,
it is kind of cool when we team up on an illustration. We're getting the two sides of all of our talents. It's kind of like almost like a double powered.
Yeah, I know. Beatty's looking at this going, man, I could never hook up David like that.
That's what you were thinking. While you were working on this whole Beatty's going to be so jealous when he sees this.
Hey, maybe another angle we could say, hey, I don't think Beatty can really ink anymore. I bet he can't come on this show and show us how.
Yeah.
There's no way he could still be as talented, and
if
I'm
he
sure he's lost it. You can't.
If he still had it, he'd come on this show.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. That's going to do it for this week's episode of Graybeard's Studio. A lot of fun. Again, Sequential Treasures gets the credit for coming up with a Popeye idea. Also, David Williams has these sets, 3 sets of. Well, you go ahead and sell it, David.
Of like 25 pieces of original artwork from Truth, Justice, American Way. It could be yours. It has finished inks. It has finished pencils of pages. It has layouts. It has concept art. It's a bunch of great stuff. You can get each set is $500, but you could get this whole entire thing for $1,000. So just reach out to me on Facebook, Twitter, not Facebook, excuse me, Instagram or Twitter, and we could wheel and deal. All right, thank you.
There it is. Stealth X5, $2. Great show. Thank you, gentlemen.
Don't forget to check out on Indiegogo Fearsome and Wraith of God. Fear.
That's right. You'll find the links in the description.
Those 2 campaigns are solid stuff. So you're going to enjoy it, you guys. Buy an extra copy for a friend too, if you can.
Thank you.
That's right.
And Gary has his Brush with Destiny art book is available. You'll see the link in the description. It's ready to go right now. Ships immediately. Look at Beatty. I should ink that Dan Barbarian piece. Yeah, you should.
Oh, now he's going to just...
The question is, are you going to?
Take me to school.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Tune in to the landing party here in just about 9 minutes over on Graham Nolan's channel, where me, Ron Garney, the Star Wars girl, and of course Graham Nolan talk about our latest Star Trek viewings. So,
Aaron, I forgot.
Yeah.
Corn dogs. Corn dogs. Corn dogs.